stand coming with the spoon. And your boy fried it the South and band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba.
Spoon.
Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kua. Bese kua, kudileo. Kudileo.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy fried it the South and band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah. Klibamba, 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 klibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Yes, what you got today? Beseku, beseku. Bada 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 bada. Skibidi bidi da bado.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEOs, Dan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon.
Okay. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from at this beautiful time. This is the Spoon Talk on your radio at this hour. The Spoon Talk is your most preferred nighttime show from ODS Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. So just wherever you are and whatever you are doing, welcome to it. Let's have a wonderful, wonderful time together here this evening on the show. My name is Yekezi Zobel. I'm sitting in as your producer. And of course, as soon as the CEO and his team of panelists join us on the show, they will be commencing the show from their end. But in the meantime, between time, folks, we like to say you are wholeheartedly welcome. And of course, we will be going to the lines shortly as we await the CEO and his team of panelists to hear from you, Liberians, about what's on your minds. What is that, burning issue that's on your minds that you want to speak about this evening? So shortly we open the lines for that. So you can catch us on Spoon 107.5 megahertz, Fabric 101.1 megahertz. We're also coming to you via our various social media platforms, Facebook, Spoon TV Live, Super TV Live, Fabric TV Live. We're also live via our YouTube channel, so you can catch us on those different handles. And of course, you're going to, watch or listen to the show live here this evening. So there are a lot of training issues happening in the country, especially from the angle of the Liberia National Police. As you may know, since the LNP um, instituted or began instituting this no-go zone measure, it's been a serious problem. It's been the talk of the town. Some people are for and some people are against. There's a entire no-go zone measure, and one of the measures put into place, for public safety, is that if you are riding as a motorcyclist, in order to be allowed to ply the major streets of Monrovia, you have to have helmets. You have to have two helmets. You must carry two persons only. That is the rider and the passenger. That is you and the passenger. So you are carrying one passenger only as a rider. You must also have on a reflective jacket. You must also be able to wear a boot, because of your safety. But before all of that, you need to ensure that your motorbike is registered, not just registered. Your motorbike has to be insured. In fact, your motorbike has to be insured before even the registration can happen. So that is a registration cannot happen without an insurance. So you have to insure your motorbikes, before you can even be permitted to have it registered. So those are the regulations. And yes, the Liberia National Police is doing pretty well from the look of things, from my own observation, since the commencement of this measure. The LNP is doing pretty well to ensure that this measure is executed. We are seeing various checkpoints at different street corners, at various corridors in Monrovia. But we hope it continues, because yes, in Liberia, we are good at instituting measure forcefully and effectively from the initial stage. But as time goes by, it becomes a serious problem. Yeah. So okay, the CEO is here.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm good, CEO. How yourself?
Yeah, KZ.
Yeah.
Man. But who they call King trying to count the shooter? Who's that?
I was told you should be here for an interview.
Who? I don't know. I don't know who tell you that. Yeah, they keep him in the bag, but I don't know. I don't know who we interviewing today, seriously. But again, we want to say, Yagazi, Pabwa.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Teach me mano, man. Teach me mano.
No, we're just speaking Gio, not mano.
Oh, like Gio?
Yeah, we're just speaking Gio.
So the mano is a Pabwa, right?
No, mano, in fact, Gio is about abwa.
Abwa.
Yeah, so when they say abwa, you say ow.
Ow. Eagle man.
Eagle man, where are you coming from?
Eagle man, not eagle man. So you're not eating no man. You're not eating anybody. Yeah, that thing is so either man or equal man. No,
you're not either man.
The boy got into that one from now.
Pardon?
Where they took it from?
That either man. Maybe just people like you who just learning the gear.
Oh, so either man. Okay, so Pabwa, either man,
Eagle man.
What is it? Abwa.
Uh-huh. Eagle man.
Eagle man. Then why I was saying that?
Well, if you're from Liberia, you say I go like Liberia.
Okay, if I say Eagle Man, so like Dwalu now, that Dwalu in Liberia, his wife just arrived there. He tried to hide. He said, then he say Eagle Man Dwalu. Then what would Dwalu say?
I go Liberia.
Also, it'd be about hiding and say, well, giving us a surprise. We'll say. Dwalu, remember looking for you, Dwalu. Let me bring Dwalu on. Dwalu, remember looking for you. Mama said she been calling you. You didn't answer. Saying your wife arrived. She been calling you. You didn't answer.
The web left this morning, my man.
Huh?
The web left this morning.
But you very low. Can you increase the volume, please?
I think. How's that sound?
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. How you doing, by the way? I miss you guys for the last couple of days.
We miss you, man. I've been. It's from the leg pain to the fever. You know,
Yeah.
I just been on a job where government. I never got sick. But then this government are getting sick every day,
Yeah, but what are you trying to insinuate? Somebody making you say that witchcraft again?
I think that Glendy, I think that some few people that are never, Glendy and myself, no one used to, Glendy, Fatima, they wasn't part of the group. Since they came on Spoon Talk, I'm getting sick every day.
Well,
yeah.
I attribute it to Glendy. She can defend herself, she coming.
She'll be here today?
I'm not sure. I'm all the way in Liberia. You don't supposed to be telling me.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't talk to Glendy like
in
that.
the same time zone. She's in Minnesota, right?
What's she doing, man? Oh, yeah, I think she want to speak to her pastor to pray for her to get.
Leroy, that my God be sentence. So all my kids. Oh, she's in the web left this morning. She's still in the air,
She left this morning?
Yeah.
She trusts you like that to leave you behind? Dwalu, listen. Well, Glenny here. Glenny here. Dwalu.
Glenny, you are talking. You.
I heard that man. He can just miss me, Dwalu. At the best way he got in the whole world.
You went all the way in Minnesota for your pastor to pray for you for the man to come back. They got to miss you. That what Dwalu told me. But Dwalu, I'm jealous over you that your wife can allow you to be in Liberia. That's my greatest jealousy right now. I care about whatsoever thing you own, what you got, but the fact that your wife allowed you to be in Liberia, Dwalu, I'm envious, Dwalu. Seriously.
Congratulations to our 2024 Olympic moms, Glendy.
She gone.
Stanton
here.
Dwalu, on a serious note, Dwalu, I want you to speak on this thing. I'm so jealous that your wife can trust you. She sent you ahead, and she met you, and she left you there. With all the thing we get on our camera from Spoon, she left you there. Hey, go.
So what are you trying to say? You trying to say Lawo won't trust you?
Thank you.
No, Lawo won't trust me. Listen, everybody know I'm not an angel. Lawo would never trust me because of my past sin. So she would not trust me.
My man. Stanton, let me tell you something. You don't believe today. Wow. In this Liberia. Oh, that how you doing?
Wow, look at that.
You get your mic open, man. Dr. Richard said, I hope you're not driving.
No, I'm not. Abraham is.
Abraham,
you look nice, Doc.
Thank you.
Where Abraham taking you for rainy season dinner? Because it's raining.
Abraham laugh at you here.
Abraham laugh at me.
Abraham listen to you laugh at you.
Wow. Good. Dr. Richard, where you guys going? Probably on a vacation because
you want to know everything.
Yeah, it's good to know everything. Leave me alone.
Do you know the Liberian young man that died in Philly? He was killed on the L while he was going on the train.
Yep.
It's Abraham's cousin, and
I didn't know that. I never heard that story.
Oh wow. So the sister graduated from Temple, and so as family members, we're showing up to just show our sorrow. We were there. We saw her before, but we just want to show our support to her. So that's where we're going.
Oh, nice. And I heard that Mommy is in Pennsylvania. Asibai is in Pennsylvania. So you guys have a different location. Mommy called me that he's attending another program, but that's good. That's good.
Thank you, my brother Sekou Sumana. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Dr. Francine, I miss you guys for a few days. It's nice seeing you guys again. Glendy, Stanton, thank God you're muted. Liberia, yo, Stanton. Look at
Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, I just want to say welcome again. Good to see you, Mr. Dwalu. Good to see you, Glendy, JJ, Dr. Richardson. I hope Abraham is not looking at you because it's distraction. He got to drive safely. Glendy, don't get there. You went way Minnesota for your pastor to pray for the men to come back.
Anything you say, I hear with you.
Fatima said she coming on the show again to tell about Joseph Boakai at the injured that can walk on water. I said, okay. I said, what you say? You come to talk about Joya too, the bishop?
No, we always talk about Liberia, actually. We always talk about Liberia. Nice to see
Before
you.
you guys carry on, can I just say a big congratulations to Dwalu again? I'm proud of you,
Oh,
Dwalu, for creating jobs in
Wow.
Liberia and for taking on the
very
project
much
that was
so.
just huge. Dwalu opened his apartment building, Airbnb, and restaurant this past week.
Oh, but God didn't tell me. He didn't invite Spoon.
Dr. Francine, let it won't go because
He didn't invite Spoon.
Spoon was present, by the way. Spoon did a whole video.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I can let you know you saw it too.
Don't mind him.
At the time I was sick, Dwalu. Oh, that why the woman went to Liberia for Dwalu?
Yeah.
So who's the manager?
And by the way,
who the manager? You made I get the manager, the one you took to Spoon? Pump? You made her the manager?
Zendo, the first thing I want to say is, let me tell you what Spoon has done in this country. If you are on Spoon, you can't do no stupid thing in Liberia. Literally. So, because you're recognized everywhere. But I want to say this.
But after 10, you can do that though. Anytime before 10, you can do it. You go over here again, you do stupid, yeah? You can't do no stupid. That one I did talk. That net talk. I said to him, listen to the man. You can't do no stupid. That did talk. In the net, a different thing. I'm begging you, yeah. But I have our show, man. Welcome. Everybody that knows Dwalu, you're welcome, yeah, but you can't do no stupid. You there alone, the woman I leave that. That woman just leave her own with God. She believes in her children. She loves you to death, and she left her own with God. Don't go and pretend to her and say you can't do nothing in Liberia. After 10 o'clock, all men for themselves.
The man married. What is he supposed to be doing? He's married. He's a married man. What is he supposed to be doing?
Happy Saturday to all, okay? We are here to bring some entertainment and we are here to just make fun and have fun, okay? It's rainy, it's cold. Don't be into your political feelings, okay? We are all humans. We discuss issues. We are adults. Then from there, we get to the substance. We love Dwalu. We love Glendy, Dr. Richardson, and I said Do, and the rest of the guys will be joining us shortly. Dwalu, let me say something to you. I received some information today that is so shocking. Ministerial of Finance, Development, and Planning. I got document in my possession, massive corruption, the allegation of massive corruption involving deputy ministers. Understand that Obama Kamara is currently sick. These guys then, they are increasing the amount for a project. I will share the document with you guys, please. We will be bringing the story up on Monday.
Wow.
Okay. They are increasing the amount from 180,000 to 240,000, 200,000. Everybody getting kickback. And it's Minister of Finance, the deputy minister, some of them are getting rotten. I read the document. I'm sick to my stomach. And I'm wondering whether President Boakai made a mistake. Yeah. I beg. I will share the document with you guys. Please keep it till Sunday. It's a lot of till Monday. It's a lot of documents, and we must talk about these things. I never thought that we were going to come this far, Mr. Dwalu. That under this government, The allegation that people want to receive kickbacks so bad. Even you give them 20,000, they will take it and run. A project that's supposed to cover 9,000, they are increasing it to 29,000. A payment that's supposed to be for 180,000, they are increasing it to 240,000. I have those documents in my possession. Where are we going? Let's start the show. I know Paul Kennedy will be joining us, Remy Gray, Fatima, and the rest of the team will be joining us October. But let me start with you, Eduardo. Where are we going as a nation? While you guys speaking, I will share this document with you guys.
I was fortunate to sit with Bwamai. Um, we didn't discuss what you just mentioned, but you could see the level of stress on his face was increased. The brother doesn't feel too well. For me, this is what I'm going to say, Stanton. I'm going to read through that document. I did hear things about it, but I have to read through the document. But before I forget this, my condolences go to my wife. She just lost her grandmother. I did have a burial next week. Called Massa Jordan passed away. But I want to continue to say this, Stanton. The responsibility that a person holds, even as a deputy minister in this country, we take everything so lightly that sometimes we forget the reason why we went to the play in the first place. But every single time such a thing happens, I put it back on the leadership, the person that is in charge. Then I'm going to say this to you, whether you want to accept this or not. We have to get involved in the politics of this country heavily. I'm not talking about just sitting on spoon. If this country is going to transform, something has to be done from our generation, and we have to push aggressively because people believe that the only way they will not use their minds to develop their own wealth. The only way they can gain something in this country is to come to the governmental space and just take from the people. And take from the people. Every time I come here, people will say, "Oh, Dwalu, it takes time." I get it. It takes time. It takes time. But why in that time, come and see your people. Come and see your people, especially the young men of this country. Come and see them. And then they give you an opportunity to at least make their lives a little better. And then all these claims are coming around and saying the person is inflating the prices to build a bridge in Wapolu County. When the bridge should cost $10,000, take it to $25,000. Who's going to take the $15,000? We're doing it to ourselves. The Nigerians, the Ugandans, the Rwandans, they're moving forward, but we are just digressing. I don't know why. My brother Asido, maybe you have a better insight than I do, but I'll give it to you, brother. Dr. Francine, since you're in a vehicle, I guess Asido doesn't hear me.
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay,
Um,
good.
First of all, Dwalu and all of the fellow panelists, I'd like to thank you for spending your time to make Liberia a better place. This is why we come here every day. We don't have to be involved in politics, but our voices and standing for the right thing can definitely influence the thought process of Liberians. So I think that's a good place to be, a good place to start. We all have our different views, and just like Liberians, they don't even they don't have a group think process or group think approach in Liberia. So it's a good place to be right now. And for those of you who wish to go into politics, that is also welcoming. But your point is well taken that we don't have to be sitting in America all the time in the comfort and say we're not going back to that country. It's our country. We have to make an effort to to support what happens there. It's not going to get better without the partnership of Liberians in the United States and Liberians at home and around the world. That's the only way Liberia get better. That's how other countries got better. That's how Rwanda got better. That's how Ghana got better. That's how Nigeria got better. The people in the diaspora didn't just sit and say, well, we're not going to that country until electricity is there, until flushing water is there, or pump water is there. So they had to go back to develop their own country. So that's the first thing I wanted to just state. The second thing is that, the people who are a part of accepting kickback from price inflation, they are just as bad and horrible for Liberia. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to, I blame all of the parties involved. But if you want a better country, you have to say, You know, it is wrong. If you're supposed to pay $10,000 for a bridge and you charge $20,000 and you putting $10,000 in your pocket, it is very wrong. You who putting that $10,000 in your pocket, you are just as guilty. You're not doing Liberia any favor at all by inflating the price, and you also inflating the price to pay somebody or to put in your pocket. It is not right. Liberia will not develop that way. If the price is $10,000, let's use the $10,000 plus or minus and put the other balance to maybe education or healthcare or something else that we have to do that for. That's the only way we improve. So that's what I have to add to the conversation at hand.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. We want to welcome you, Paul Canada. Let's go to Glennie, Isaac, and Paul can come in. As per your intro, I'm trying to share this document, but guys, please, we just have to keep this story for Monday. Go ahead, Sister Glennie.
So hello to everybody. It's good to be here today. I know people are texting me yesterday. They say, anytime they receive money, I can run away. I say, anything center won't say, like, say, I don't care. It don't matter to me when I change me. But anyway, it's good.
At least you ran away. Well, I mean, Paul Kennedy came, but he didn't pay anything. So I don't know who.
Yeah, thank you.
Now your knee were on yesterday.
Mattia, every day the men have missed me. Don't worry about him. I know the men love me. I'm worried about it. Said I can go to bed sleeping sound, knowing I still don't lost me. Good sleep. But anyway,
I'm sure that all the text message you've been sending me, I will do that today.
Please show it to her. Show it to her. I beg you, show it to her. But anyway, there's a lot that's happening in the country, and it needs to claim the attention of all of us. This is about Liberia. It's no longer about which side of the aisle you're on, who you support, who you don't support. We all want better for the country. It's alarming for me to continue to hear that the finance minister is not well. He looks stressed. He's worried. If he cannot do the job, resign. It's just that simple. If he's sick, if he can't do it, if he's tired, if he's stressed. I read something about his concerns about voodoo. I don't know how true that is. I'm sure there are other competent Liberians who can take on the role of finance minister and other positions. For me, it's concerning if he's the one that's leading the thing that has to do with payroll and other infrastructures as it relates to the Liberian government, and he's not well, then let him step aside and feel better and take care of his health. His health is important. But this is not a news that we want to continue to hear about this, and then we're hearing now, oh, he's not there. So who's leading the ministry? And with the story that's also coming up that Stanton just talked about, all of these things, these are negative impacts on the government. And it needs to claim the attention of the government so that something is done. We will all be critical when it's necessary and when it's important to do so, because we all want better for Liberia. So it's good to be here and good to continue to talk about the things. So many things happened today in Monrovia. I'm sure we'll talk about that. But so far, I think if the finance minister is not well, because that story has been trending, I think maybe he needs to go take a leave, resign, do something to take care of his health. His health is important.
Thank you very much, Glennie. Minister Doe?
Yeah, hi. Stanton, the Ellen boys are back in power. They are back in power. Anyone who was in Liberia or was following Liberia during the turning of Mr. President as vice president must have seen what went on in this country. And the level of bad things that happened cannot be measured. And those boys are back in power again. Based on what we know and what we keep following across the government, meaning at finance ministry, we will be looking to see what happens. We've always heard of accountability and all of these things. It is our hope that we'll see real action taken, real action, because I'm sure, like you are saying, and I trust you whenever you say your stuff, I'm sure people will be shocked on Monday when these things are being revealed. And it is not propaganda, it's not lie, it's the evidence based on the fact, based on documents, based on things that have been done. And those things are things that will follow. And like I've always said, that Mr. President will have to set an example as well. We know for the fact that, say, for instance, the $22 million was spent on the road thing that we know, everyone knows it cannot be. And Mr. President just left from Guinea-Bissau. We know what he went there for. He didn't go there for no ECWA or anything. I know one of the advisors was on the show yesterday. I wasn't here. and talked about some ECOWAS or whatever it is. Then they know it isn't true. Now, these things will need to change. If this is about our country and we want a better country, then we need to change. And we always have to be sincere with it. Mr. President did not go to Guinea-Bissau for no ECOWAS, no nothing. Not at all. He went there for what he knows we know. And this cannot continue. Mr. President took private plane and his people were saying Guinea-Bissau sent plane. No one is stupid. These things cannot continue. And for me, that's why I usually don't like to talk about, the George Weah thing is gone, George Weah is a past thing. It's now. When is that change going to start? When are we going to get to a better place where we see, yes, this is exactly where we want to be? Look at what's happening at Ministerial Finance. So crazy. All around the place. 22 million for roads. Which country would make $22 million for roads? And nobody seems to care. It's crazy. And I thought we are in this for a long time.
Thank you. Paul?
Yeah, good evening, panelists, fellow panelists. I'm glad 4 of us on this panel have open teeth, which is very, very fascinating to me. If you don't have open teeth, don't blame me. I'm not the reason why your teeth keep closed. But I'm
Santa Claus here, Marvel. Santa Claus here, Marvel.
I'm grateful to our followers, to people who actually pay time to follow Spoon, to get the issues of the day, to follow our discussions. I think they do it for the love of country, and that is why we, also take our time to be here. Liberia will do well if the right people are offered the right form of positions with the mindset to transform this country into making it livable and beneficiary to all of us. And, certain people don't get it. Liberia gets developed, all of us enjoy. Liberia go down, all of us suffer. I don't care how much money you have in your bank account. If LEC is not stable, you're going to continue to use generator. And that generator comes with a lot of pain. It comes with noise. It comes with environmental pollution. It comes with stuff. Then you got to be thinking how to, if LWSC is not functioning, you got to be drinking and bathing well water. Forget the water we drink in the bottle. If you put that water on a microscope for some of the water factories you got around this country, it is not as pleasant as it looks. And then they give you money to fix roads, and you take percentage of that money and get kickback, and do not allow the road company, the road construction company to do their work. It is not one every 3 weeks you got to carry your car to change both joint, to change that. No one enjoys if the country is not doing well. That's pretty much the message I'm trying to send. So our best option as Liberians would be to put our mindset into making sure the country does well, so that all of us can enjoy. And then you're not going to have a lot of people trying to build houses that are higher than the houses they build. Liberia has been around for 177 years come July. If you compare our age to our accomplishment, I can almost tell you we've not done much. We need to follow practices that will lead us into the kind of development we want to see. For instance, in the US, they don't care whether I am a Democrat or Republican. If there is a government job that I am qualified for and that job is available for me to apply, whether I voted against Trump or whether I voted in favor of Trump in the Republican or Democratic government, they are going to give me that job because I meet the qualification for it, and I am the one who has been selected to do it. Liberia is moving along that track. Now, to get a government job, you have to campaign with a team. Once you campaign, if you didn't campaign, forget it, you're not going to get a job, whether you're qualified or not. To leave the qualified people and reward people who campaign it's not a good practice of government. It is absolutely not. And one of the reasons why our governments are not doing well is because they are picking the wrong people to put them into jobs that they are not able to effectuate. For instance, the guy who is the current assistant minister for urban planning or urban affairs at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, it does not know anything about urban planning. Probably just a high school graduate. This is the guy who's supposed to be meeting with all the city mayors, coming out with city strategic management, talking about urban migration.
Now, who's that guy? Who's that guy?
There's a guy called Jabate.
Mark Jabate?
Mark Jabate is the assistant minister for urban affairs at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. If you ask Mark Jabate to give you the pillar of strategic planning for a city, that guy will not be able to do that. And I'm not talking about his person because I don't know him personally. I know his name because he was announced as a government official. All I'm trying to say, they are appointing city mayors across the country who don't read and write. The mayor of Bapolu City, I can Bopolu City, I can barely think whether that mayor, the city mayor in Bopolu graduated from high school. If she did, that would be her limitation. But you want to improve a city, and then you put people into positions of management who do not have the understanding of being able to do this work. I can almost tell you the country is going down the drain. So, CEO, we need to put the right people in the right places to move the country forward. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just a quick side note. Don't forget tomorrow, one-on-one with the CEO. We Ketema as co-host. We're going to be having Jeremy Pierre, Minister of Information, and Colonel Gregory Coleman, the police IG. They will have 30 minutes each with us tomorrow. It will be rapid fire conversation with Gregory Coleman. And then here comes Jeremy Pierre. We're going to be discussing a lot of issues in 30 minutes. Jeremy Pierre and 30 minutes, Gregory Coleman. The conversation will be so interesting. Join us tomorrow. Co-host Abdullah Katama and myself will be grading Jeremy Pierre and Gregory Coleman. Don't forget, it's 3:30 Eastern USA time, 7:30 Liberia time. One-on-one with the CEO tomorrow. All right, so let me say this. I'm trying to fix this thing the best way I can to send it to you guys. And I think everybody right on the money. Let's just go into the conversation. What is happening with our country? We are somewhere right now that I think that we're missing our steps. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe we are missing our steps here. I'm not going to go on the Mike Jabate issue, but Mr. Duarte, massive corruption, kickback. People are not complaining. I'm not going to go about the 22 million Dusty Road. We discussed that. We'll come back. This information right now in my possession. I want us to have a conversation. The budget book formulation, from the Ministry of Finance. It was set 180,000 they should be paying. But one of the deputy minister, I'm going to reach out to him. I don't want to call his name. Maybe he listened to the show. I try to call him. I can't get him just to hear his side of the story, to be fair. The allegation that he's requesting for between 220 to 240,000. But the company Revolt had charged on the same budget 180,000. The next project, 9,000 project, and this deputy minister asking for 29,000 under this government. The document I'm looking at is very, very bad. The manner in which people get kicked back. And I personally reaching out to LCC and I've asked folks if we can share the document with LCC that they can carry on investigation. 20,000 here, 40,000 there. This massive kickback on document going through the procurement process and demanding. Then when I asked, I said, but where is Boma Kamara? I said, Boma Kamara sick, he's not there. Mr. Duarte, what's going on with us? Let's get into the conversation.
I hear what you say. If they can provide justification as to why the money is being increased, they're hearing government is not secret, it should be in the open. But I don't want to forget this. My brother Asa did mention he knows why the president went to Guinea-Bissau. We all know. Mr. Jackson, I will see some of my time to you. Can you explain to the Liberian people
Mr.
very briefly?
Jackson is not on the show, sir.
I mean, Mr. Doe, I'm sorry. Mr. Doe, can you explain to the Liberian people why you think you can just leave it to chance and say, oh, we all know why the president went to Guinea-Bissau? You cannot make those claims against the president and you cannot substantiate that. I will see my time to use to some extent to tell us what you think the president went to go do in Guinea-Bissau. Mr. Doe.
You can have the time, Mr. Doe. He's bringing you in the conversation.
Well, I want to have my own time. When my time comes, then I can add it on there. I was not.
Yeah, but don't forget about it because you say you know why he went there. We all know. I have to say the president wanted to go do something illegal. We can't.
I respond to things based on me, not
this is
based
what you're
on.
insinuating. But you got to be very clear when you're saying that. But let me digress and go back to the question Stanton just asked. If the deputy minister of the finance ministry is something is projected or is claimed or the proposal presents to be $9,000.
No, let's talk about 180,000. I just sent it to you. The 180,000.
Yeah, I'll go through again. And it's raised to above 200,000. There must be a quantified justification for doing that. Correct. And I believe over a certain amount, it requires a pre-approval, another approval before he or she can carry that out. Now, we cannot be raising this beyond that point. Now, for me, I will hold my horses for a second and not claim corruption just yet. But I will say allegation. I want you to put these things in the open. Look, let me say it to most people that are running these ministries or these deputy ministers. You can go online. You can set up a website for $9.99 a month. A ministry. You don't have to set it up. Publish every single thing you do in the open. So nobody can question the decision you're making. So if I were running finance ministry, I would tell you this. Everything. It's so easy. $29.99. You can build a massive website and you publish everything. But everything has to be secret. Whenever something appears to be secretive, there will be assumptions made. People will speculate as to what's going on to your detriment. You don't want your name being smeared in that fashion. Let's put the people business in the open. Let them see everything. Put it outside. Stanton.
I just shared the document in our chat room. Please take a look. Read it. It's the first document. I will share the rest of them. This is talking about the first contract awarded to Rovia Gate Technology. Is in the chat room, Mr. Duadu. I want you to read it. How the contract got changed from 180 to 220 or 240,000. And I like your point you are making. And I try to reach out to this deputy minister. I hope he can answer our call, that we can hear his side of the story. But as the allegation goes, it is concerning to pump the thing from 180,000. The company agreed, Rovi company agreed on the 180,000, but yet and still we are giving them 220,000. It is concerning. Please read, and we'll dive into that story even more on Monday. Dr. Richardson, I don't know if you have time to read what I just put in there, but again, let me get your own feedback from this. Have you spoken right? No, not yet. You are all right. You are muted, Dr. Richardson, when I hear you. Hello? You just muted yourself, Dr. Richardson. Can you unmute? You won't go out and come back in? Okay. I said, though, you go ahead before we go to Glennie.
Yeah. We said it all right. And basically, from what we know from our side, hopefully we can be.
I'm talking about the letter that the document I just put in the chat room. I believe you just read it.
Oh, yeah. Like I said earlier on, I just, once you go after something, we know exactly how it turns out. Then these are not so strange to someone like me who follow the history of the boys in power right now. We know the level of stealing they can steal. They are a good stealer. They steal good until you don't see, any party good around the place. It is really disheartening, I'm sure, to a lot of folks who thought there would have been a certain positive change somewhere. Everywhere you turn, things seems to be going downward. One who expected at least to be on the same level or to increase a little better. But it does seem, though, from all evidence we've gathered, everything from all angles seems to be going backwards. And this is no different with from Ministerial of Finance. A lot has been going on. We've heard about people being so arrogant, all kinds of things. And what makes this interesting is that, like I've always said, we are just from government. There is no way under this sun that after just coming from government like 5-6 months ago, we don't have people who will call us and give us all of the information that is there. It is not possible. So, we hear more than we can talk. I know Brother Eduardo is asking me, I should tell you why the president went to Guinea-Bissau. I thought Brother Eduardo should be a little embarrassed. Brother Eduardo should be asking the government to tell him why they went for to Guinea-Bissau. And if the government tells Brother Eduardo that they went there for some ECOWAS thing, Brother Eduardo should ask some more questions. Who is doing what in Guinea-Bissau? What kind of ECOWAS thing they doing in Guinea-Bissau? Who is there? The ECOWAS chairman in Nigeria. Who having what in Guinea-Bissau? What program? What Edwin Snow is on the ECOWAS book? Call him and ask him what they're doing in Guinea-Bissau. Call Eddie Stalo. Call Ta One Way. Ask them. So you should be embarrassed asking me instead of asking your government. The government should be accountable to you. Isaac Doe should not be accountable to you. So the first off, I wanted to know that, but I thought it's a little embarrassing for you to come to ask me, Isaac Doe, in my house, to tell you instead of you asking those who should be telling you. But again, let's go to the issue of corruption. This is the UP boys. We know the history of UP. Unless where you were in there, or Paul here, I know Paul could be dealing with, or Paul knows what I'm talking about. And don't forget, President, once said opportunities came and those opportunities were squandered. He said it. He didn't say it because of no reason. He said it because of something. And that's exactly what we are seeing now. A lot is going on. And like you said, on Monday, hopefully when all of the details come out, we can have more and more insight of it.
Thank you very much, Isaac Doe. Let me run back to Dr. Richardson real quick. Hey, can you hear us, Dr. Richardson? We're not hearing you, Dr. Richardson. If you get somebody calling on your phone, we will not get you. If they're calling or texting you, it will be a problem. You want to talk directly into the phone instead of the earpiece? All right, we're not hearing you, man. I mean, you are not muted. We're just not hearing you.
Yeah, it's a phone call.
Glennie, I see that you're reading the document again, but talk to us though. There's a lot to that document that is coming forth. It is concerning, Glennie. Can you unmute, Glennie?
It's very concerning, though, extremely concerning as to what's happening all over the place. What is even more concerning is we expected a change. All of these things were happening before. All of these things are not new things. Previous government can't come and claim to be the Messiah or claim to be a government that was free of all of these things. What we're seeing now is a continuation of what we saw before, which is a bit concerning about these things that are happening. But like Dwalu said, and I think Paul alluded to that, people need, somebody alluded to the fact that the government needs to be transparent. They have to be able to be at a place where the people, where its citizens will know what they're doing. People will not make accusation of what the president wants to do or what happened if we don't know, if these things are not out in the public. And unless you come and say you have proof for whatever he went there for, then we can all surmise and say, oh, okay, you got proof. But going back to the finance ministry thing, I think to see this paperwork that's here, it's seriously, it's trouble, and it's troubling that these things are occurring. It's almost like, who's in charge there? Who's checking on these things that's going on? And why was there a need? And if there was a need to increase the amount to ask for more money, why was there a need? Why is that not out for the, and this is the thing people say, is like, the government cannot be run in the public, but you also can't keep the public in the background.
Thank you.
They have to be informed on those things that's happening in the government, because you want for the people to be able to trust the things that you're doing as a government. So transparency, we had that problem before in the we are government, and it seems like it's continuing now. This is something that we don't want it to continue. We want to know what's happening. We want to be informed, and we want to also give our opinions on it objectively, not based on what others are saying. But it's like it's the same.
Can I ask a question, Glendy, before we bring in Dr. Richardson? You and I really want Duadu to really hit on this real quick. But let me ask you, Glendy. The president traveled. Were there any picture, video, document out there on social media?
That's what I'm saying.
Did the government tell us why the president went to Guinea for a one-day visit?
That's what I'm saying. They need to be public.
It wasn't a secret travel, though, right?
I don't think it was. I mean, if we know that he went there, it wasn't secret. So it's like, why are you hiding the details? It's not to say it's not to say that you don't know. You people won't know that you went there. So be transparent. Say why you went there, so people don't speculate on your reason for going there. You're not a private citizen, Honorable Barker. You are the president of a country. You're running a government. These are expectations. It's expected that the president will inform his cabinet people and the House of Senate and the representative on where he's going.
Let me bring in Dr. Richardson real quick. Then we'll go to Paul. I think Paul brother want to speak on this. Dr. Richardson. The president left the United States on the 14th, arrived in Liberia. The next day, he got in a private jet and he went to Guinea-Bissau. Liberia people know nothing, but the president traveled to Guinea-Bissau. The reason of the travel, the context under which he went, the invite, who he met. I got a video that he met the president of Guinea-Bissau. I got a picture, but it's not an official picture to me that I can show. So I'm not going to show, but what's the hidden factors here, Dr. Richardson?
If Glendy was in my classroom, I would give her a big hand clap right now for what she said.
Go ahead.
He has to be transparent. Again, this is not a play government. He's not practicing. He's the president of our country. Stanton, yes, you can have a video, you can have a picture to show us, but there were things that he should have done before leaving. He should have informed the Liberian people. Dualu said, how much does it take? He just said he gave, $100,000 for young people to develop technology or digital studies in the country. Just take one of those young people, get them in a mentoring program, train them to develop websites for all of these different agencies. Tell us exactly what you are doing on the webpage so we don't have to speculate. We won't have the likes of Isidore, which is very correct today, to come here today and tell us, well, your president went to Guinea-Bissau. How different is your president than we are? So we wouldn't have that happening if, the president was transparent. And that's why I have to add, Glenn, you are on point.
I mean, so there's no need to beat on Isidore because he was on point to ask a fair question as a Liberian, though. So let me go for
the question, though, Stanton.
I wasn't beating on him, though. I was actually saying yes.
No, not you, Dr. Richardson. I'm talking about folks that on our live feed, not you. Go ahead, Mr. Dualu, and we'll bring him forward.
His preposition was, we know why you went to Guinea-Bissau. And we would just say he dodged the question. It was a poor attempt. Actually, it was a kindergarten attempt at propaganda. I think the CDC should do far better for how to replace Mr. Doe and bring somebody who can properly articulate their propaganda because he's doing a very poor job. I want to make sure they understand.
Seriously?
Yeah, extremely poor job.
You are, Mr. Doe. Are you hearing Mr. Dualu?
Let's discuss important issues. So let me discuss.
If you cannot answer Mr. Dualu, let me bring you Paul. I'm not spoken yet.
Yeah, let me add on to what I said. Let's discuss something important. I beg you. Let me add on to what I said. The information we've received about the president's travel is that the president's trip was not only limited to Guinea-Bissau. And let me say, you all can know, every time I have said something comes up to bench you. For me, listen, let me tell you one thing. In a real political sense, Mr. President just got elected. So his morale is still high. in a good political sense.
Isaac, let me interrupt you very quick. Isaac, can you change your position? Your children really need to go in the back there, and we don't want them. You know, they are minors too. We don't want them on camera, please.
Yeah,
they're
they're
a little bit.
okay now. They're okay.
Okay.
They're already
Okay.
So
Thank
as
you.
I was saying, everything I've said will always come to pass. Again, at this time, a real person who decide to just let Bakai be the president, Mr. Bakai, and do his thing because he just got elected. The anger is not up yet from the citizens. They're just still having a hope. They're still there. So usually you will want to shut up and let the president. 1 year later, 6 months, then you start talking. But you see, some of us has been here from day one because we know in time to come, all of the little rescue people will be agreeing with us. And I will say again, Mr. President traveled to Guinea-Bissau was not limited to Guinea-Bissau. Mr. President went somewhere else. Now we will show everything. And don't forget, not a time I have said something.
Where did he
Let
go?
me go to Paul Kennedy. Paul Kennedy,
Right.
please. Listen, guys. I will go back, Paul Kennedy, to what Glenn said. Executive Mansion, Information Minister, please tell us where Mr. President went. Give us the information, and we would shut down ASIDO. But once you cannot, ASIDO will be making a case. Now they are adding another step to the president trip. Paul Kennedy.
I'm not going to discuss ASIDO and anything he says on this platform. The president of the Republic of Liberia has the prerogative given to him by the Constitution to make any necessary trip that he thinks is going to be beneficiary to bringing or seeking or providing a prompt redress to the Liberian people welfare. Now, does such trip have to be announced? If it is not security in nature, no. Yes, it has to be announced. If it is security in nature, sometimes the president leaves the country and it really does not have to be a well public knowledge. But let me throw something into this. You know, the legislature has allowed, that branch of government has allowed its power to be usurped by the executive branch of government, because the legislature is the direct representation of the people. So honor our constitution with 3 branches of government. The people sit in the legislature. Now, where the legislature are informed of the president's trip, indirectly the people are informed. So the president sends a note to the speaker to say, Mr. Speaker, on Thursday I am going to Burkina Faso or Guinea-Bissau or Guinea, and I will be there for 1 day on a working visit or on a private visit. Of course, the president, as the president, does not take any private trip except when he's on vacation. As long as he's in office, any trip he takes, it is, of course, an official trip, and the legislature has to be informed and aware of it before he leaves. So my question now is going to be, did the legislature know that the president was traveling to Guinea-Bissau? If the answer to that question is yes, then indirectly the people know, because it is the legislature's responsibility to keep their people abreast and informed. Look, stand down. Let's give this thing here a court. Leadership comes with characteristic, and accountability is one. A leader must be accountable to the people they lead, and honesty is on that list. A leader must be honest. A good leader is the one who openly tell the people they lead what they're about to do. If communication, effective communication, is also a mantle of good leadership, any leader who does not tell their people what they are about to do, or what they are planning to do, or what they are going to do, and how does that action benefit the people, that leader is not a liberal or a good leader, as according to the characteristic of good leadership. And a sense of humor. A leader cannot be the one who is sensitive and getting vexed at people at all times because of somebody like Adado or myself challenging what the leader is doing. So there's a list we can present on what a good leader should be. But the question is, we have our leadership also in the legislature, and nobody can tell me, or I have yet to be informed and convinced that the legislature did not know that President Boakai was taking this trip to Guinea-Bissau. Because if they did know, they should have asked what's the purpose of this trip, and how was that trip intended to benefit the Liberian people. And other than that, I think we're picking faults on the president, and it's our people who we send to represent us who are
So
at
if
fault.
our people who we send to represent us are not speaking, shouldn't we ask the question?
Absolutely, and that's what we are doing. But what
Exactly.
are you
So
going to
you
get?
mean,
Are you going to get an answer?
then why are you saying that we're picking faults on the president? This is
No,
a news network that we have to
you can
discuss
ask
it.
all your questions. All I'm saying is there should be a channel, proper channel to communicate the president's activity. And of course, if that channel is not followed, the legislature should be calling the president to ask him, why did you go to Guinea-Bissau without knowing? But I'm not convinced that the legislature does not know. I think they know the president went on that trip, and they were probably prior informed before the president took the trip. So don't blame the president. Blame them, because they should be telling
But
you what the president has itineraries are.
I think you're not understanding the argument from other folks. They are not blaming Mr. President. We are asking for information from the executive mansion. Give us the information since the lawmakers are not giving it to us. Why can't you tell us if Mr. President went to Guinea-Bissau, he left, he will be back, or whether he make additional stop, or the purpose of going to Guinea-Bissau? And that's why we have journalists in the country to cover the president, to bring us the information. But if you say the same thing we beat on George Manawia, that our president is traveling and no independent journalists going along, we are going right back from fry pan to fry pot. What are they hiding? The president went to Ivory Coast. No independent journalists went along. The president came to the United States. The president went to Guinea-Bissau. And should we beg when our institutions out there are waiting gladly, like President Joe Biden would do? They will put them on Air Force One. You will see MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, everybody. Whether you're for the government or you're against the government, you are on Air Force One. Because that transparency, the people are on the people plane. And that's what we're talking about, Paul Kennedy. And that's what President Barker promised the Liberian people. But for us to sit and beg for this information, and the president will go in the cool of the morning or late evening, and nobody know. I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem. That's not what we fought for. So I know we put this on our lawmakers, but then we did. We put it on the lawmakers when Joe Weah spent 48 days out of the country. And Baga said it was wrong. He will make sure that journalists will be on the trip to report that which is necessary to report. And if you are going to Guinea-Bissau and they will guide you and they will welcome you and you will discuss ECOWAS issue, why can't you take some independent? Don't take Spoon if you don't want to, but take OK FM, all the people out there, let them bring the story to us. And I think that, and that's where the argument. I think we are slipping though. I said to go ahead for us to move on. We got to bring in Mr. Dwalu.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to say we need to be aware that the national legislature does not work for the executive branch. The executive branch is not a big brother for the national legislature. The national legislature is not a mouthpiece for the president. Or the executive has a moral and constitutional duty to its people. I don't think the lawmaker should be the one having press conference to tell you, oh, the president is traveling to Guinea, so my people, you know, it's not their responsibility. The president notifies them because they are national legislature. It is not their duty to be having press conferences or putting out releases on when the president travels. But let me say this. I wanted to say, I gave something I was quick in a job pass on. I said, and I would want to restate again, that the president's trip to Guinea-Bissau did not stop to Guinea-Bissau. There's another destination. But I want to say this to everyone on the show and those listening. This is a digital world now. Everything can be verified. This is one challenge I want to give to everybody. Whenever a plane departs a place, there will be information on the time the flight depart. And the distance between the 2 points will always be there. So what you do for me, we have the information of the private jet the president used. Take up your time. Look at the time the president departed Liberia, landed in Guinea-Bissau. And look at the time the president departed from Guinea-Bissau and check where he landed in Liberia. Do yourself a favor. Come back on the show tomorrow and say, as they go, thank you. You get the time will not change. If he took 1 hour from here to Guinea-Bissau, he's not going to take 4 hours from Guinea-Bissau to Liberia. He's not passing around the globe to come. Do yourself a favor. Look at the time he picked up from Guinea-Bissau and see when he landed in Liberia. And you will understand what we say. If we talk about transparency, it has to be transparency. There is no way around the clock again. As much as people can get in their feelings, that's fine. But once we come on this national platform and we say what we say, we are sure of what we say. We are sure.
So, Stanton,
Yes, Glendy.
I don't think anyone is holding the legislature responsible to be the one to make the announcement that the president travel. I think what Paul Kennedy is saying is that unless the legislature comes out to say that they were not aware of the president's travel, then that's the problem. I don't think any of us here were saying that the legislature should be the one to make an announcement or do press conference. I think to insinuate that, especially with me sitting here, for me, I know what their functions are. And I know what the executive branch, what the 3 branches of government, I know what they're responsible for. So I'm not expecting them to be the one to tell us. What we're saying is, if the president travel, we'll hope that they know that he didn't. If they don't know, then that's the problem.
Okay. Well, Stanton,
Yep.
yeah, I want to say this. I don't care how long my brother beat around the bush. You still did not answer the question, the claim you made. But I will say this, though, Stanton. I, for one, believe the legislature is absolutely nothing to the Liberian population. They are in the wrong by a mile. It's a waste of resources as far as I'm concerned. And in the words of one of their own, they're spineless in many respects. I expect nothing from them. But I'm also going to say that it is not their duty. Their information ministry is responsible to the people. But I want to say this to the Liberian people. Nothing the president does is small. Let me repeat. Nothing the president does is small. The reason why we speak about this issue is this. We want the president to recognize that he's beholden to the people. Everything he does, except for issues where it poses a national security risk, the population does not need to know about it. But these little things, we point them out because we want the president to recognize one thing. The people have to understand, have to know what he's doing as he governs them. If we allow little things to slip, the bigger things are going to slip. If we are going to build this democracy, we have to weigh everything. We have to hold our leaders responsible. Simple thing like every single representative in this town has a siren on his vehicle. This is wrong. We talk about it. We know they're going to keep him on those vehicles. The police director came out and said, oh, everybody will move their left hand of the vehicle. Nothing has changed. It's not going to happen. But we're still going to talk about it because we believe these guys come to power not to make the people's lives better. It is their primary duty to make the people's lives better. Giving them information, make their lives better. Mr. President, we have to do more, inform the people so we can remove every doubt, remove every speculation, and let our people know, say, this is what our president is doing. Not the details, obviously, but the overview. Call it a freaking generous summary of what the president is doing and keep the people in the know, so we can know the direction of our country, what is unfolding, what is going for Bapuru County, what is going for Grand Jita, what is going for my beloved Grand Bassa County, so we can understand and give the people some hope. It is their responsibility. Do your job, sir. Stanton.
Thank you very much, Dualu. While we remain on this story, though, and I think we all should help educate our fellow Liberians out there. This is Spoon Talk. It is important for us to just say, listen, how simple this will be. Go ahead, let the people know, Glendy, I'll be traveling to Guinea-Bissau. Journalists, you are welcome. Even if you can put them on that plane, if they can transport themselves, they will be in Guinea-Bissau, right? And they will cover the event. And this is very simple, Glendy. Yeah. We would not be hearing from Acid though.
But the thing about it, this thing about it is that this is 2024. When we had the pilot, Abner Yonley, when I was trying to do the publicity for him to Liberia, I was tracking him here. So President Barker should know that his plane is being tracked. Correct. Wherever he goes. It's not no, this is no CI-18 that CDC has discovered. I had the app.
No, it's not. They tracked the plane.
So anybody can track Barker.
They did.
What my issue is, whether they track him or not. So this is not a top secret thing. It's new. I can track where Sinton is. Sinton can know my location. I can know it. And we did that for Abner Youngler when he was traveling all over to go to Liberia. We tracked him. The point here is people know that Boyka didn't go directly to Guinea-Bissau. They already know where he went because they're tracking his flight.
So then
the president just needs to say it.
Not saying that?
They just need to say it. It's not a top secret thing, that CIA thing. Anybody can track anybody plane. So they just need to say that. Instead of making it look clandestine. And that's what people are doing. They will track his every move.
Because, and Liberians need to hear this. And again, if people say, it's not my business, the president can do what, this is exactly the crawl walk President George Mother, we are crawl walk into the mess he found himself in. Because he went on the first trip, that's the president. He went the second trip to Ghana, to a Jew. They say, he went on a couple of trip, and then he went for 48 days. So what is happening? They tracked the plane. Sedition tracked the plane. You're right, Glendy. They tracked the plane. They realized that there was another stop made. Yes. Why that stop was made, we don't know, because I have the information. Some of them have sent it to me. They tracked the plane from one point to another. So, Paul, what's going on? Why we're not going to ask the lawmakers again?
Don't look. I ran for Senate. If I didn't know the function of the legislature, I would not be attempting to run for Senate. I didn't run for Senate because I wanted to fold my pocket. I ran for Senate because I know what that house is supposed to do. Don't let other Joe misplain what I say here, right? I know the president appoints not only a minister of information, the president has a press secretary that travels, and their function is to get the Liberian people informed of all that they are doing. Why I mentioned the legislature is the legislature represented Liberian people. The president went and they saw nothing wrong with the president going and not providing information on why the president is going, right? That is the point that I tried to bring them in. But stand on, I am not surprised. It's open. I endorsed President George. We have second term. You know why I did that? I didn't do it because I hate Uncle Boakai. I did it because I wanted the continuity in government. Let's get it. George, we have brought some people on board who were government officials who learned in the position for the first 3 to 4 years. At the end of the 4th, 5th to the 6th years, those people had learned a lot, and giving them a second term around will have given a smooth sailing to Liberia. When you cut government short in the middle and bring a new breed of people, they're going to take 2 to 3 years to learn what George Weah government had already learned and was doing perfectly. So you get the government a chance. I knew they were not going to do any better in the first, second, and third year. So I will not sit on this board to criticize, to query, to critique this government in 90 days. I will not do that. I know too well. I know too better. It is you guys who are not informed. Stand on, you key on the media and celebrate that old man Boakai. So leave this old man alone. Let him do something. Let's give him at least 1 year before we can come back to begin to show some of the ills. I knew you were not going to do anything well in the first year or maybe even the second year. Because when you cut government into the middle, when you cut it that short, everybody he's bringing on board will have to get situated, begin to know what they are doing before you can continue to evaluate and grade them. That is the point from which I'm coming.
Thank you.
I wanted to be clear. Let everybody know that.
Thank you. Again, hold on. As I beg you, hold on. Again, Paul, and I like your position, but that's the reason why you didn't vote for President Boakai, and that's the reason why I championed the cause to advocate and ask folks to vote for President Boakai, because the President Boakai we knew, he desired you to question him from day one. Don't wait for 90 days. Don't wait for 1 year. Don't wait for 2 years. Okay? The issue here is that for us to speak truth to power, regardless, we want to say it's okay. Let's give them chance. Liberia is not on a waiting time to give any leaders a chance. So while we advocated for him, and thank God the Liberian people believe our message, we will be the one to also question these kind of behavior, because what he promised, he will practice what he preached. So I will say to you, Paul Kennedy, there's a reason why you voted for George Manaweah. and the people didn't believe your message. And that's the reason why we voted for President Walker. And they believe our message, and they voted for him. So in this regard, I will continue to preach, not because I was a strong advocate, but I will continue to preach when the president made a mistake. I will not wait for 90 days. I will not wait
Y'all want to tell Paul Kennedy you
100
didn't win
years.
at all?
I will preach from day one, and I'm preaching from day one. And if you have to go again, if you have to go again and vote for President Ware again, we will vote for somebody else again, and we will go ahead. You know, when we sit back and tell Liberian people, give it time, these guys will destroy the country before 1 year comes to an end. Give it time. $22 million went on Dusty Road. Give it time. Sylvester Grisby took almost $500,000 for NASCAR. Give it time. They had the big program called Inauguration, 650,000 went in Vlad. Miata family. Because you want us to give it time. You say it was too early. It was too early. Don't you laugh again? Don't laugh. Don't put me in that thing. You say it was too early. Give it time. So as long as we give it time, people will enrich themselves. Give it time. They're still fighting over CTN and MedTech because they want us to give it time. Give it time. There's a big confusion in the executive mansion. One side now believing in Samuel Sikwa, and the other side believing in Sylvester Grisby because you want us to give it time. Give it time that the president can appoint, and somebody say, I will not take the appointment because you want us to give it time. Give it time right now. Youngly advocated very strongly, and I want us to discuss this, that the Liberian government should include in the budget $6.2 million to be given to Car Power, LEC. They were first asking for $3 million. Now they went to $6.2 million. Paul Kennedy, I know you want this government to fail. That's why you want us to give it time. Because if you want the government to succeed, we should start talking about the ills of the government on day one, not 2 years. 2 years will be too late, Paul Kennedy. 2 years, you will be celebrating Joe Manuel because this government will be a failed government. And that's your plan. But back to sender, it will not work. So we will not give you time, my brother.
Send on. Don't misrepresent my plan. That's what you're trying to do. You are misrepresenting a plan. All I'm telling you is to give this government at least a year.
Let's go.
Let them get on their footing. You are judging them too early. That's the argument I'm making. And judging them too early.
And I would disagree with you. That's why I voted for them. I have a moral right to judge them early, not you, because you want them to fail. That's why you asked me to give them time, Mr. Dwallo and the people.
Yeah, Stanton, I'm going to side with you on this one. I'm going to say this, guys. Wanting the government to...
Please, can we welcome Honorable Larry Youngquart to the show? He's saying hi to us. Thank you.
Yes,
Go ahead, sir.
Sure, sir. Wanting the government to stay on the right track is not criticism. It is what we expected to do. The reason why we fought so vigorously for this administration to come to power, because I wanted them to follow a certain path, constitutional path, a path that creates some ease on the Liberian people. Now, we are quick to say criticism. This is not a criticism. If the information arm of the president's office is not giving the people information, and we remind them, it's not a criticism. It's stating to them what they should be doing ordinarily. This is part of their job. So if you're not doing your job, it's just a reminder. I don't see that as criticism. If $22 million is used on roads, and these roads, we cannot fully substantiate how these roads are being plowed across the country, and we ask questions, they are not criticism. It's what citizenship requires of us. If we don't do this, we are doing a massive disservice to this country. We don't have to criticize, but we have to remember and we have to remind the leadership of this country that you have a duty. And that duty is your job responsibility to the people. If you're not following it, we will remind you. And we want you to get it right. Because if you get it right in the beginning, it's like a ball rolling down the hill. So there's a lot of things you're getting right. It gets right bigger and bigger and bigger. But we allow it to get wrong. Its inverse is also true. It's going to get wrong bigger and bigger and bigger. So we have a duty. And our duty here is to remind the administration that leadership requires you to be responsible to the people, first and foremost. And secondly, to deliver to the people and make their lives a little easier. Is this administration doing that? At this moment, I would say no. Don't tell me to give it time. We are almost 200 years old. The platform is there. Let's get it right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dwyer. Dr. Richardson, we see that you're back.
Yes, I apologize for going in and out. The concept of giving it time, I think I stand with what Stanton is saying. If we are open to feedback, the government can improve. Okay. I'm not saying criticism, open to feedback. Dwalu said it gets bigger and better if you are open to feedback. Anytime you shut things down, you are not transparent with the people, you are not open to discussions, this is when it gets worse because people will be complaining and you will be only in your little world trying to figure out the outside world. Okay. So I think that it's important that we speak up, we give feedback to the government, but don't do it in a way where you sound like a sore loser. Okay, be objective. We can't criticize or have an opinion about everything. We can't shout wolf or cry wolf for everything. There's important things. If you want to be taken seriously in your feedback given, in your criticism, it's important that you kind of select what is, what can be of a great help, can be impactful to the people of Liberia. But if you just every 5 minutes you're telling us, oh, this government is just as bad as the last government, you sound bad. You sound like me. I'm not trying to be a sore loser. I will never be a sore loser. I'll be a loser that stood my ground and also give feedback, to whoever won. Because I trust that whatever I have to say or whatever feedback I have to give, it's important, can be impactful. So I don't think we should give it time. I think that we should hit the nail on the coffin as it is right now. I think we should be very impactful, because if we don't do that, the country will go further down into the drain.
Thank you very much. Let me move ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Asido. Finish up this one now.
Yeah, sure. I think it's just about to comment. So, Paul, I want to first thank you for choosing the path of continuity. I thought that was the best path you've chosen during the elections. And I also want to side with you, one side and not the other side. The expectation that this government will not achieve anything in 1, 2, 3 years, something that you believe. I don't fault you for that, because we are seeing, pieces of evidence here and there of that. And so, I mean, that's a fair belief to, believe that they won't do anything. Of course,
I'm surprised that Paul is, sorry to interrupt you, that Paul is saying that the government will not achieve anything in the first 3 years. That's huge from his position, that this government is already considered a failure under Paul's eyes in the first 3 years. Wow.
Right. So, but then when you look at it,
I will not interrupt Isaac. I will wait for my turn to come. And Denton, you are not going to phrase what I didn't say here.
But you say you're not interrupt Isaac, so if you didn't.
And so the reason, Paul, why people are not buying that is still something on this particular government is, there may be new government, but not new people. One of the things that the president campaigned on was his experience in government. You wouldn't be expecting someone with over 40 years of experience in government to need additional 3 years to learn government. So you will want to agree that's the reason why people
Can you pause right there? I mean, you're making some very, very good point. I want you to pause and let's hear from Paul. But though we gotta go. Paul, the argument Asido just laid out is very unique though. President Barker have over 40 years of experience. Why should we give him another 3 years to learn government?
He brought a new city mayor who has never been a city mayor before, have probably never managed anything, and he's going to take at least a year or two to learn in that position.
Don't you think he knew that?
No, let me.
Don't you think he knew that he should have brought in an experienced person to be city mayor?
When you bring the president could be as experienced and trained and educated as what? He doesn't do everything in the country. If he brings the wrong team,
bring in someone experienced,
if the president brings the wrong team, that team is going to be a
liability. So did Joseph Barker bring in the wrong team?
But look around.
No, you tell me.
The asset recovery team, massive failure. Failed on day one. You think they had experienced people there? They would have come with a plan. They came without a plan. The first day I came here and told you, I told you they were going to fail because they did not have a strategic plan. The strategic planning is a key factor to any success. My friend always say, if you are planning to fail, failure to plan is planning to fail. Most of what's going on is ad hoc. People get up in the morning and just say, all right, I'm going to do this. The road that they see, they're going to do it without any plan. You don't run government without a plan. Anyone who attempts to run a government without a plan, you are going to fail. I hope this government does not. But they need to recalibrate, sit down, and go to retreat, put a plan together. Up to now, they have not even written the arrest plan, that the agenda to move the country. But they made a budget. What is that budget made out of? The budget should be made out of a strategic plan. You first of all sit down and make a plan, then you allocate the activities of the plan, then you fund the plan. This government is not doing that. They came with a budget that are going to operate on for 1 year, but we are still not getting to see what plans they're going to use along with this budget. You want to tell me that's the government that's going to succeed in this year? This year will end, you will not be able to point out to any tangible thing this government will do and prove me wrong. That's what I want to be. I want to be proven wrong.
So there you have it. Talking and they say prove him wrong. As though the government is already a failure. You see what, Glenny? Oh, Glenny gone. So I mean, here we are, 90 days, 100 days, we stay in Waterloo. And Dualu, my point here is, and listen, I would not change Dualu. I cannot change. I just can't. So every day is something new. If it's not asset recovery failure, it's another thing's happening. So on this beautiful Saturday, Dualu, are you seeing any light at the tunnel? Let me leave that question real quick. We are receiving information. There's a possibility that Edwin Snow will be running in River G. Dualu, I don't know whether you hear anything. It's a possibility 2029 Edwin Snow will be running in River G. I don't know why he leaving for me.
That's a joke.
I want us to leave. I want us to leave the president trip a little bit. We'll continue on Monday. But there's a possibility that Edwin Snow will be running in River G.
Tina, can I say something before you get to that topic?
And
Yes,
he
ma'am.
will win.
Yes,
He will
ma'am.
win. If the LeBron people are going to vote for him, he will win.
I just want to clarify that in as much that I believe that the length of time that President Buckeye stayed in government, he should have learned or understood leadership. But I also want to say that I will not equate the length of time in government with leadership skills or knowing everything about government. Okay, I think that people are sometimes throwing out this blanket statement. Oh, okay, he stayed in government for 40 years, so that they assume that he should be, a well-rounded leader. That is not necessarily true. I just wanted to clarify that. You can stay in government, as people usually do in Liberia, for 50, 90, 80, 10 years. But there were no mentoring, there were no leadership requirements, there were no exercising of decision-making powers that many people may have had. Now, I'm not saying that President Buckeye didn't have that, although he said he was a park car, he didn't, they weren't using it to his full capacity. So I just wanted to clarify that.
And let me say to this President Buckeye, with great wisdom in his years in government, I think he was one of the best to take this thing away from President George Manawea. Now, to go back to what Paul's saying, but then he brought in immature folks that know nothing about government, and I think they are destroying him. But I will also disagree with Paul. You have many people in this government from the past 12 years of Madam Salif government. Many of them, the finance minister, the deputy, they are all from the 12 years of Madam Salif government. Look around you. Look at Commerce Minister. Look around you. Look what the agency. They were all there. So the issue to say that no, these people are just joining, just come. No. Paul, you made mention of Mike Jabate. He called me. He said he want to respond to you, and I think we will bring in Mike Jabate at some point. But my question to Dualu after this, then we'll bring in Mike Jabate. Dualu, Edwin Snow now positioned himself that he went back to NPP, right? He said, I'm going back home. I'm going back to my party. Jane Barney, Edwin Snow, our puppy, how you call him? What's the old man name? It's Emmanuel, not Emmanuel Shaw. What's the old man name?
Siri Allen.
Our Papa Cyril Allen, all of them say they will go for convention. They're taking the party back. They don't want to be with CDC no more. And Edwin Snow said, I didn't speak to Edwin Snow on this, but the high probability that he will be running in River G because there is no chance for him to win in Bummy County. If this news is hitting the wire.
What we're hearing is River says, but let me say this though, Stenta. When we're beginning, when the woman and finish cooking, they can put some of the red in the soup, then you rub it in the soup, you eat it. The Basa people call it a beggar. Edwin Snow, that boy is a gutty politician. The boy understands the vulnerability of this country and he capitalizes on it to the maximum. Edwin Snow can run in any county in this country, he's going to win. That's the reason why.
You want to win?
Yeah, I believe this. This is what Edwin Snow does. It's very brilliant. Edwin Snow understands that our hungry people can be easier to control with a bit. Let me tell you what Joseph Stalin said during World War II. It was a brutal dictator out of Russia. He said, listen, if you take a bunch of hungry people, you take a chicken, you pluck all the hair off the chicken, and the chicken is bleeding. It's bleeding. When you drop red screen on the ground, it will still follow you and follow that red screen. Edwin Snow treat Liberian people like chicken that you can pluck the hair from only when it's bleeding all around and use in whatever way he wants. This is a wickedly brilliant man. I know it sounds oxymoronic, but Edwin Snow understands this country. He understands how to control the Liberian people, and he's a brilliantly wicked politician, and it benefits him every single time. What baffles me is this: that what time Liberian people will open Kolo and see the dirt that Edwin Snow continues to do to this country for some 30 years.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked to say that he will win, even if he jump over on the other side.
He will win. Don't let put money in the hole. Edwin Snow runs for representative for Senate in Rewa G or Rewa says wherever he's going to win. The gentleman understands the Liberian political mind, and he's going to use that.
Yeah,
he's a savvy politician. Yeah. I would not doubt if Edwin Snow. I would not doubt Edwin Snow wins in Rewa says. I will never doubt.
So do you believe that he
understands politics?
So Paul, do you believe that he's leaving Bummy? He's out.
I don't know his training bombing. The gentleman won it. He became a representative from there. He won and became a senator. He's run campaign for several presidents that won seats in bombing. So he has some strength there. I don't know why he's leaving. And he's spending his money. He understands politics better than I do.
Edwin Snow for representative, he put Madame Lassana hair up, they beat her. He put the other guy hair up, they beat him. And again, maybe he's looking at the path that his chances is to swing.
But the same Madame Lassana, he put her hand up to fill in somebody's seat, and she won. So you need to look at that.
No. We're talking about the most recent one now. We're not going beyond. The most recent.
Yeah, but you got to look back before you keep.
No, the most recent one, American beat you, so you have no argument about American can beat you again.
No, but nobody's talking about American.
No, the most recent one you made big ball school, American came back and beat you.
Let's talk about American. He trucked over 10,000 people in Buffalo. American, it will go back to.
No, but calm down. Why are you getting mad? No, don't get mad. Don't get
I'm not going in the picture. We go to Buffalo today.
You cannot get mad.
In Buffalo, down to earth. I challenge him. No trucking. Let's go down to the people.
Paul, you cannot get mad. We're having a friendly conversation.
I'm not getting mad. You are shouting.
Come down. The fact is that you are not understanding. You talking about somebody winning. You went in Buffalo County. American came from nowhere and he massacred you.
Saying something that impacts our elections.
No. Let me remind Paul here, right? American beat you. There is no irregularities in American way. You didn't complain. You didn't complain, not because he beat you. Now you want to say he trucked people. He beat you and he gave you transportation to leave from Buffalo and come back to Monrovia. Why you saying that you're talking? No, it's not funny. He supported the people you told to Buffalo.
You let me talk now.
I will let you talk.
No, I don't want to shout before you say I'm shouting. So
Let me finish now.
You're not going to pull me on that game you're trying to pull. So you talk and let me talk. Since you're bringing Amakon into the picture.
No. I will let you talk. But give me a chance. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Let me talk.
Go on, let me finish. Go on, let me finish. I will come to you. Let me finish. I will come to you. Okay, please. Let a lot of people to enjoy the show. Today is Saturday. You got people there to finish watching Spoon talk. Abatoba doing his thing, taking his share. You got mommy to graduation. Dr. Richardson in the car. All right. So let us have a good conversation.
I did not see Ava taking his shirt.
Like basically you can support him. You bring American name in. If I were you, I would even make mention.
You need to be honest. No, you need to be honest on this podium, and I hate that.
There's no honesty on the podium for today, but let me finish.
You're the one who said American beat me in Bible. I don't call American name on this podium. It is a constant habit of yours to bring him to the picture. Let me just be emphatic and clear about it. Let me be clear about this. Say you are the one always bringing him.
No, I want you to admit. I want you to admit that he beat you.
If you reverse the Bapolu County election and put people to bombing border and put people around and no one truck, I will beat American soft.
My man, I beg you, man.
I challenge that.
I beg you, man. I'm not gonna beat you.
Trucking King Kong can stand here and talk about he won anything. They bought truck almost 6,000-7,000 presents into the county. And you don't know anything about my county. So don't stand there and talking like you know. You stay in New Jersey. The Buffalo people actually voted for me, but they were disenfranchised by somebody who brought ill-gotten wealth and went and trucked over 7,000 presents to the county.
Your country,
you sit here and talk about it.
But you feeling that? You feeling?
You always celebrate people who come in the government and take money, and use the money that they take from government to disenfranchise the Liberian people. That's why you do. You celebrate people who come and get wealth illegally. America was nothing in this country before 2008. It was nothing. It was in Pennsylvania watching car there.
So can I contribute?
I beg you. I said, do I beg you? Today is Saturday. I don't know why our brother getting too overly excited, but I will say this to you.
You testing my pulse. You don't know the kind of man I am. They say you know how far I can warm myself. I'm not afraid. If you know anybody who is afraid, it's not talking in it.
One thing I said.
Go back and study American before 2008. It was nothing. He came here, stole money, ran back to America, and used the money to disenfranchise the process. Dropped over 10,000.
Are you alleging that American stole money from Liberia?
But you don't know that you were finance minister.
I'm asking you. Are you alleging that American stole money from Liberia?
Breaking news.
Stand down. Listen, I'm not going to have any personal conversation here about American.
It's not personal. We hear it.
I don't even.
Thousands of people watching all you say personal.
I've never seen this guy before.
But you just alleged that the man stole money from Liberia. You just alleged that the man stole money from Liberia.
You be sitting down on the same podium saying something to stole money.
No, I agree. I said it. So are you alleging that Americans stole money from Liberia?
I said before 2008, American was nothing. So if he comes back into the process and say
you just said that Americans stole money from Liberia.
Listen. Let me say what I'm saying. You need to listen. You're not going to throw words into my mouth.
No, I'm not. You just said it, and everybody heard you. You alleged that he stole money from Liberia.
I said, if he came and was nothing in 2008 and got ill-gotten wealth and came back and disenfranchised the entire process in Bapolu, you bring him back in Bapolu and stop him from trucking, I will beat him there. Because Bapolu people actually voted for me. The people who voted for him came from Black Gina and PSP. They were not Bapolians. Bapolu people did not vote for him. Let's go back to Bapolu. And the election commission stop people from trucking to see whether I will not beat him there. Okay. The 5,000 and some more votes I got in Bapolu were all legitimate Bapolians. None of them paid their way to come anywhere. They lived there.
Thank you. Thank you.
You need to
change the electoral process in Liberia. The process is flawed. You need to change it. Election Commission needs to make sure that people are not trucked to constituents where they have no interest.
So thank you very much. I want to say, as a though, I don't know why we took this time to have the long conversation with our brother, my dear brother that we used to eat Chinese food from Fairview, New Jersey. We used to pay $4.32. If we carry to $7 right now. But when you come in now, they put medicine $7 from $4. But the only thing somebody that calls Snow and says Snow, they're discussing you on Spoon Togo. They send you all the messages is Snow. No, but I said though, it's very important. I'm shocked that Paul Kennedy can say America stole money. And he ran away to America to establish himself, and he used that money to truck people into Buffalo. You know, all this information about these guys are getting to be so afraid of America about 2029. Are you sensing that? I said though that the life of Paul Kennedy, that America are going to come too big 2029 to be part of the presidency and be part of that surrounding.
I'm not running for Senate 2029.
I'm talking about presidential election. I'm talking about Senate election.
That's your problem. LeBron Paul can make anybody want to be president. It's not my problem.
Let me tell my own.
LeBron people decide to make anybody president is up to them.
But I'm not talking to you now, but if you know you, but you have accused America of the allegation that he stole money. You said it here on Spoon. Go ahead, I said though.
Right. So, you know, there are some things that are facts, and usually they say you can have, you have power over your own opinion, but not the fact. I know my brother Paul supported us, very good decision. But there's one thing we all who know: Senator Amara Connell won, and that's just about it. Now, going to 2029, as to if people are afraid of him or not, I'm not sure if the people that will be afraid of him in 2029 exist in Liberia. Maybe they will be from the coming side, probably. But I want to think that Senator Amara could most likely be a help to a presidential candidate. But I don't think he can be a help to himself. Like he wants to run as a candidate and then he will crack the 2% ceiling. I don't think so. But I wanted to quickly end on Senator Snow's stuff you were talking about. You know, I do believe too that Senator Snow will not be running in the next election. He'll be running in another county. Or there are few politicians in Liberia that for some reason I think have what it takes to win. One of those people is Sir Joseph, Senator Sir Joseph. Senator Snow is another person. He's a political tactician. Senator Snow understands the ground. He knows exactly when to move, where to move. My understanding, he's the only politician who ran different places and have never lost an election. And so you can bet on it, like most people are saying. If Senator Snow decides to move someone else, it will be hard to see him not winning. Unless one county that we know where he will face a lot of challenges if he goes there. But as to if he wouldn't win, I don't know. But if he moves, which of course is expected in 2029, Senator DeLon too, my guess is he will not be running 2029. But if he does run, it's not going to be Moserado County. It's going to most likely be Grand Bassa County that we know. And again, it's going to play out that way. Senator Snow will win if he moves. He knows the ground. He knows the terrain. He knows how to enter. And he knows what to do. And Senator Sir Joseph is another person.
Let me ask a question, Isaac. I beg you. Let me go to Glennie, Dr. Richie and Mr. Duarte with this question. Let me leave Paul Kennedy alone. You have accused. What's your proof, Paul Kennedy, that you say the man truck? What's your proof that you say he stole money? We'll come back to you. You just can't say this thing vainly and think we're passive. The allegation that America stole money, came to America, settled himself, and went back to run in an election. The allegation that he trucked 10, 15 truck load of people in Buffalo to vote for him. So you are saying that the National Election Commission now lied to us and they didn't do a good job. But then you are telling us that, well, American took thousands of people over there. But because you're financially handicapped, you couldn't do what American did. And I mean, I think you need to answer to the Liberian people because your allegation
you're already saying this show is not about Stand-on, why are you making this? Why are you making American important on this show? Why? Why are you turning the show about American? Let me just ask you. I'm not going to discuss.
Let me answer you now.
As the president,
let me answer you.
Can come. But in his absence, I'm not going to allow you to use
Allow
this
me to
podium to
answer
discuss
you.
him. I'm not going to
Let
answer
me answer
anything
you.
about Amara Kone on this podium. You are reducing the argument to Amara Kone, and I don't like that.
And let me
This is
answer
the
you,
national
Paul.
stage. We are
Paul,
here
let me
to
answer
discuss
you.
national issues of relevance for our
Paul,
people to benefit. But what you
Paul,
are
let me
doing,
answer
you are
you.
narrowing down the argument to a personal scope between Amara Kone and myself, and I'm not going to allow you to do that, Stanton. I'm not
But
going
you
to
asked
allow
me a
you to
question.
do
You
that.
don't want me to answer your question? I can answer your question. The reason why we're bringing it up because Americana beat you in Buffalo. For you to accept the defeat graciously, you say, you laughing again. For you to accept the defeat graciously, you say the man truck people in Buffalo and the man stole money. That's my only argument. But Mr. Dwelly, let me come to you, my brother.
Yeah.
It is concerning that we have grasshopper politicians. If they feel that they can win in this place like Thomas Fala, they go to Lofa to run, and the people agree to that. Dwelly, this is not right, though.
Well, Senator, you see, I hate when you find a euphemistic way to say something that is harming this country. But let me make a correction. Senator Dillon, arguably, is the best senator in this republic. If he runs in Maserati, he's going to win again every single time because he's serving the Liberian people. Senator, let me say this, my brother. When we're not sugarcoating, they're not grasshoppering. They are taking advantage of the vulnerability that the legislator themselves have created in this country. They know what they're doing. Look, it's a strategy. It's worked for 1,000 years. Keep the people extremely hungry. Give them handouts. Senator Edwin Snow came on this very platform. He said, I'm going to increase my money because people can come to my house to beg. He said it without saying it, that he's kept the people hungry for so long. They intentionally keep the people poor so that people can be beggars and constantly begging them. Oh, my man, thank God that she gave me small thing. They're doing you no favors. Nothing they're doing you. Most recently, I believe last week, the legislature decided to give each senator $150,000, give each representative $100,000 United States dollars so they can go into the county and pretend as though they are doing something for the people. And then because of the illiteracy rate of this country, what's going on? They say, but at least a man can open the rules. At least a man can. There is no legislator in the history of Liberia. Let me repeat. There's not one person that ever go in government that take their own money for the pocket where they work for and they give it to you. Any money they bring to you, that your own money they take in, they can take $1, they bring 10 cents to you, they eat 90 cents, they eat it, they be clapping for them. Every Snow is a gutter politician. Thomas Fowler is a gutter politician. They steal. Thomas Fowler was selling Wawa. Thomas Fowler was selling Wawa. This man could not afford a bicycle. Now he's a multi-millionaire. Azedo will celebrate him. What were these guys doing? None of these guys have invented nothing. They have done nothing. The likes of Nukwe was selling rubber. Passing the rubber, he's one of the richest men in this country. When you talk here, they say, well, you're jealous. Of course I'm jealous. The money where our power lead to all Liberia, if our power. One person taking it, eating it, nothing you're getting for inside. Our daughter are prostitute, they're Zogo, they're going from county to county. Every Snow will win every single time because they keep our people hungry. Then they get in one cup of red. Before I get into you, Dr. Francine, in district number 6, here in Maserati County, when every Snow was represented, every Saturday, he can make all the old man stand near a fence. Long line, he get in 2 cup of red in the Lapa Mall. Every day, he get in 2 cup of red in the Lapa. That was every Snow day. For 2 terms, when he realized he couldn't win, he went into bombing and won as representative. Then he won again as senator. This is destroying our country. But what I'm about opinion, me, I don't know. The people just steady for you. They say the people are least. Look at Mr. McGill. Look at Mr. McGill. They have 3 houses, but you are renting. Y'all believe that thing? Now he rich man. When you talk here, they say, oh, Dwalu, don't talk it. McGill could barely pay $35 per month rent. That rich man now. I said they will call him the our power. This is what we do to this country.
Well, I don't think you're right, though.
That one I
when McGill was working at the Liberia Telecommunication, McGill rent a month was around $4,500.
$4,500?
Oh yeah.
Stop it.
$4,500.
You better put gas inside. Small place.
Singapore can no McGill.
That's why I want to go
Poor
to Port
Kennedy,
Kennedy.
no Mageo.
After Dr. Richard said I will go to Port Kennedy. Let's welcome our
Talk
sister
anything
Jackie.
about Maggie yet. I'm not talking anything
Jackie.
about Maggie on this podium.
The
Maggie,
only person
all I know
Port
about
Kennedy can
Maggie
talk against the
is
Amara
my
Corner.
cousin. Maggie, that my cousin,
Well,
and that all I
the
know.
only person he can talk against the Amara Corner. He will not
I'm
talk
not
against
talking
Samuel
against
Twain.
I'm
You will
not
not
talking
talk
against
against McGill.
anybody.
You will
Stand
not
on,
talk
you
against
start a
Samuel
fire.
Twain. You will not talk against McGill.
Don't
The
start the
only
fire
person who will
and
talk
run all
against the
around the
Amara
place.
Corner.
And
Let's
we'll not
welcome
give you
Jackie
chance
to the
talk.
show. Jackie, welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Jackie, but you keep me late though.
Yeah, I had a meeting. That's why.
For Liberia?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't with Liberia now?
Magiopo Gary in bed, put a picture on it. In Magibi Kante. Can you imagine that?
I mean, we're not talking about Maggie. We are talking about
Magio.
We are talking about Paul Kennedy and the way American and PD.
Gary in bed, put a picture on it. Insulting our people.
So, you
I
know,
said, go ahead.
yeah, sure. So, Duado, I'm not
I thought that
sure.
was Glennie
Oh,
turn.
sorry, I said, do that. Dr. Richardson, I beg you.
No, after that was Glennie turn, and you said Glennie and then
Yeah.
Dr. Richardson. Thank you.
Yeah, they're going to suppress Acido today. Go ahead. From Glennie, we'll go to Jackie, Dr. Richardson before Acido.
No, you said from Glennie to Dr. Richardson, and then.
He don't even pay him, man. But on a serious note, I don't know what we're even talking about. We're talking about Paul Kennedy and
Amara Corner. Yeah.
What's
we're
there
talking
to
about
say
Magio
about
and
it?
Gary
The elections
playing
are
Magibi.
over. Paul Kennedy is well known in
Paul
Popolu.
Kennedy is
Paul
correct.
well known in Popolu. So some of the assertions he's saying, I mean, it will leave for him to prove that. He's known. Amara is also known there too. I mean, I'm not going to say anything more. I know Paul, and I know that the people of Bobolu know him.
I don't think the people of Bobolu want to be Paul Kennedy any senator right now because he will run against Bodo Kane, and Bodo Kane will beat him again.
Look at you.
Seriously, Bodo
Please
Kane
go
will
to
beat
the
him
next
again.
person. The guy got anything to say about Paul and Amara?
No, we're not talking about Paul Amara. We are closing up on this thing on the issue about the people that are running from one county or one district to another district.
I don't think it's fair. I don't think Senator Snow should do that. I think if his time is up, it's up. This man, I mean, he has a capability. He's what do you mean? He knows politics and all of that.
Who determine who time is up?
I'm just saying, if his time is, if he can't run in Bombay, why is he going to another county?
Because
why does he want to go to another county?
The election commission will tell you as long as he's a resident there, he can run in any of the 50
because he's a resident in Magibi. He's a resident in Maryland.
Yeah.
He's a resident in Maryland.
They even took him to court. They even carried that case to court. They carried that case to court when Edwin Snow left Montreal to go run to Bomi. Somebody took him to court and said he was not a resident there and he was holding a representative position in Montreal, so he could not run in Bomi. Edwin Snow won that case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when people will continue to allow that.
They have a residency or domicile requirement.
Correct.
I think. But you know, lesson
for
learned.
1 year.
Yes, we should really be Liberians. I hope you are listening. You know, because we should be actually learning from this experience. If he's going to go run,
the people are hungry. You say learning.
Well, I think you can be hungry and learn at the same time because it's detriment to you.
You do what you had to Paul Kennedy.
It is detriment to
them. With tax return.
But you're not reporting today.
Center. You can be hungry and learn at the same time because that is the hunger. Okay, I gotta go out. Let me go into
hard tax return. The hard tax return, right? The checking, they make it a laboratory whip off.
You go whack it.
Go ahead. Oh, that original go. Jackie,
we
got
anything important on the show.
So, you know, as I was saying, it is a little comical to think that people taking advantage of people for which they are winning all around the place. So you want to ask yourself, why is it there's one person or very few people who are going from one county to the next winning, doing that everyone else can do? In my mind, it is only because these very few people definitely don't understand how the game works. And I wouldn't want to take it as advantage of people. I want to take it as having options open for these people. Listen,
Seriously?
I said it.
Options?
Right. So, Stanton, say for instance, or Senator Snow ran in Maserati for 2 terms, I think, 1. Left, went to bombing. Representative, 1. Senator, 1. If he leaves tomorrow and goes and decides to go to another place, he will win. What is the thing you think he is doing that no one else in Liberia knows how to do? Simply because he understands his game.
I need to go to school.
Now the thing is, my brother, I'm coming on 1 minute. Politics is like business. If you don't know how to sell your products, no one's going to buy it. And you have one person coming going all around the place, making profits around the place. In my mind, if you want to sell through, you need to learn from these people and try to know exactly what are those things they are doing for which they are successful. If you want to think that if you want to say that they are taking advantage of, for me, I don't really like insulting Liberian people. I don't think they are hungry. I don't think they are elated. But if you think people want to take advantage of people, are you saying all the other people running know how to take advantage of them? There are one people who know how to take advantage of people all around the place because these guys understand the game. And you need to learn from them. I think you'll be doing yourself a favor. These people have options. They can win anywhere. So I know of them.
10 seconds, Jackie, you're picking up who you're for. I say, let's stop there. Politics is not business. Politics is not a game. Politics is not for profit. Politics is to provide a higher standard of living for the people. They don't know how to play a game. This is criminal in nature. This is not a game. These are people's lives. Let's get serious about this.
What is criminal? To run in other countries and win is criminal. Which
doing the system and you're doing it right, eating free money, and the people you're dying for free.
The people that are voting, all the people that are voting there. What are you talking about? Simply because you don't understand the game better than the folks. That's all. But it's not a game. The man knows how to enter. He knows how to calculate and move forward. That's what
what Dwalu is saying, politics is not a game. We all come into politics to be able to improve systems so that our people benefit. But people are taking advantage of the loopholes into the electoral process. For example, you carry a guy from PSP to Bapolu and pay him $20 to vote.
Well, I'm not into that one.
When he does not understand anything that's going on, he come and make a leader there and leaves. Now, whether the school system gets improved there, whether the hospital is functional, whether the roads are good, that person has already gone and made their vote. You know, you get development through votes. But if you are trucking people from one place to another, where they have no vested political interest, they don't care. They only go and vote for the person who actually carried them there and compensated them for the people. There are certain places the people are voting for 3 cups of rice and 4,000 Liberian dollars. 3 cups of rice. 3 cups of rice and 4,000 Liberian dollars. People are voting for it. As though you call this a game? This is not a game.
So
it
you
is
are
the
done.
Loophole. We need to go back to review the electoral system and scrutinize it so that it provides an even playing field for the people's votes and their voices to actually be heard through the electoral process. That's the argument I'm making. You can't be tracking one person here and there, and they are coming and making decisions in this constituents and leaving from there without any vested interest and leaving the leaders that they make there to come back. It's like you are taking a snake and throwing it into your neighbor's room. That's what you are doing.
Wow. Jackie, welcome to the show, Jackie.
Thank you, Stanton. It's good to be back on here on this beautiful Saturday. And hello to Liberians in Liberia and across the world. Yeah. So, but the issue with trucking is an old age thing. So basically, that's Liberian politics. Unfortunately, people will travel, and it all boils down who has the money to do what they need to do to truck people and bring people into another constituency for them to vote for them. But equally so, the voters need to know that if they make decision for somebody else and they know they don't live there, somebody is making decision from them in their district or their county. So I think a lot of voter education has to take place. But at the same time, with our poverty level and with the fact that NEC doesn't enforce anything, and even the media coverage, we don't do enough media coverage in Liberia. We all know that. So and competitors, you were running, Paul. Why you didn't expose your competitors and say this is what they are doing? So the competitors as well, people who are running against these people need to expose. I remember one time Edwin Snow exposed Alex Tyler when they were running in bombing during one of the bombing county race. I think it was the 2017 race. And he even had the videotape going showing live that Alex Tyler was trucking people. And Alex Tyler came out later on and denied it. So a lot of stuff come into play with this whole trucking issue. But it all boils down to money and the fact that NEC does not enforce its own rules because it is against the guidelines for people to truck people into a different constituency.
Jackie, thank you. Let's just do a quick overview. Paul Kennedy, Asido, Glenny. Then we'll open the phone line on this beautiful Saturday to talk to our Liberian people. The issue with the finance ministry, some of the deputies minister involved in kickback. We'll be discussing that fully on Monday. We want to invite you. We'll share the document with you, though. We have so many documents, it's very deep. The Liberia National Police had opened an investigation. We have some of the investigation report. Again, the kickback, but the deputy minister, we hope the government can open its eyes on these allegations. So soon, a little over 100 days, government ministers, as the allegation goes, receiving kickback. I'm going to call Zoe. I will be the one to send this to LACC chairperson, Alexander Zoe. And I will send her all the document I have, and I hope she can open an investigation into this as well. These are allegations that involve some deputy minister from the Ministerial of Finance. But it's deep. It's not a joke. This issue it came too early. From where I sit, it came too early, Jackie. As we share the document, please be patient, keep it till we can discuss it on Monday. Tomorrow we'll have Gregory Coleman, the police IG, on one-on-one with the CEO, one-on-one with the CEO co-host, Ketama, Abdullah Ketama. And we'll also have the information minister, Honorable Jerry Limick, MPF. They will be our guests for just 30 minutes briefly, and then we'll get into the issue of the day. I want to say, please follow the program tomorrow, and let's talk the Spoon Talk. I also like to say, everyone, you guys are welcome every day to join Spoon, share our program, be part of the show, download the document, take a picture, screenshot. Whenever we post this information, it will help you tomorrow. We got a lot of other development from the Ministry of Lands Mines. We get information from the Foreign Ministry, things that are happening that you need to know and you want to follow Spoon Talk. Don't forget the program that will be taking place in Grand Kipma County, Robertsport. I think that's the place, Robertsport. Don't forget, you want to be part of that program. We ask you to please contribute to make that program a big one. Again, while we close on this show tonight, I'm not too well, and I will just here, it's just 2 hours into the program, but we'll leave you in the next 20 minutes once we do our closing, because I have to go and take some Tylenol or Mucinex. But I'm okay, and I believe that we just have to serve our Liberian people. The issue with Edwin Snow or whosoever that will be moving to another county, I just spoke to Edwin Snow. I mean, we've been texting back and forth. He cannot confirm that. So I don't think it is true, but well, it's politics. We have Edwin Snow on Monday. He will be one of our many guests on the show on Monday. He have agreed to join us Monday for us to talk about this thing in the region. You know, Edwin Snow been with ECOWAS for a very long time, and he will be pleased to share some information with us. The issue about President Bouaka traveling to Guinea-Bissau, understand, yes, he did. He went to Guinea-Bissau, he met the president. Then those that were tracking the president plane, the private jet, said that he make another stop in another country. Again, you can track any plane. If you get on a plane today to go to Liberia, you can track that plane. It's free. It's available online. You don't have to pay a dime. So if it is true that the president plane was stopped, and the reason he went there will be asking Jerry Pierre tomorrow. Okay. I want to also say it is very important for you to note that NPP is running away from CDC, and Edwin Snow, Cyril Allen, James Barney, they're all part of NPP. Don't forget, there's a little fighting going on within the Senate chat room about the 6 million or 6.2 million that the government have agreed to give to LDC. We receive information that money will not be going to LDC, it will be going to Cal Power. The Cal Power are people, and we discussed it on Monday. There are people that will bring their big electricity ship on the water, and they will be providing electricity to Morovia, some part of Monserrado. So some senators, we know their names. We are been privileged to receive information from the chat room, so maybe they will go first and themselves. That they are saying that Yombly Kanga, the pro tem, advocated that Car Power should receive that $6 or $6.2 million. I don't know how true it is. I'm still investigating. But why are we giving Car Power $6.2 million? You ask yourself. Why we cannot do it as a librarian? If you know Money Captain is not working, why are you keeping him there? Why are you giving this Car Power people all that money to come and give her electricity briefly? I mean, go ahead and ask your folks. We are in a bad time, and if you are lucky to get some of those messages from the Senate chat room, it's very discouraging. Senators are advocating that they want Car Power. Is that personal interest? So on Monday, we'll be playing some of the text messages. We'll be sharing it with the librarian people. Some senators are angry. And while Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, the pro tem, and a few other senators, they are advocating for Car Power. I have not spoken to Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence. I will try to send a message to her. If she chooses to tell me, that's fine. But we'll discuss it on Monday likewise. They are telling us, Liberians, that LDC cannot do the job. They need to bring in Car Power. They need to give your money to Car Power because LDC cannot do the job. $6.2 million. Yeah, we are as a people. You want to join us on Monday, will be so interesting. Why Edwin Snow will be our guest. Let's wrap the thing up. Let's close the show. Jackie, sorry that you came in late, but you know I'm not too well. We got to close this thing short today. It's past 2 hours. So we'll go through with the ladies first, and then we will come down to the gentlemen. So Glendy, you want to go?
So great show.
Glendy, I beg you. Sorry, I have promised Mike Japate, and he's calling. I'm begging you. Let's just take it real quick. He will be the only one.
Get ready.
Minister Jabate, you're welcome. You're live.
Okay, thank you so much, and Brother Waterspoon. I just want to react to my brother and friend, and who is frustrated from Bapuru result.
No,
and
you got to be very gentle now, because you got to be gentle. Say what you want to say on the issue, please.
Okay, and I just want to respond to him. Most of the commissioners that were appointed by the president, the city mayor, and some of them have taken office, and 75% of the commissioner and city mayors. And where do you expect to do to go in the various county or city? Who are we going to interact with when they have not confirmed the city mayor or commissioner? But 80% of the commissioner and city mayor have been confirmed. So I can show that we'll carry on our county tour by next week, and we're going to engage the city mayor and commissioner. We're going to engage the city mayor how best they can create job for the Liberian in the city. That's what. But Paul Kennedy learned to investigate. The government just passed a budget. The budget just passed. How do you expect to operate to go in the various counties? I respect you as a friend. You met me in Bapuru County, and I respect you, but learn to investigate. I've been qualified. I have the qualification. That's what the president appointed me, and I will deliver. And I will make the president proud. I will make the Liberian people proud. You know me from Bapuru. I respect you a lot. You talk about trucking there. It is true that most of the guys, they truck there. What you are saying is true. Myself, I get angry. The people, they truck a lot of people there. It was not the Bapuru people that make decisions on their own there. So I support you on that. I think there should be a law where they will stop the trucking, because most of our people are hungry. They are in poverty. So you get that $20, they can follow you and go and vote. But I respect you. Learn to investigate issue before you come on social media. I respect you a lot, Brother Kennedy. I met you in Bama district. I have great respect for you. But in Tana Affair, we are working on things. Things going to be fun. Things gonna be when I took office. Can you imagine? I spent my own money to buy furniture for my office. I painted my office and I did X. I spent my own money and I did city and town planning. I even went to plan to paint that area. I even lobby around my friends to make sure that we have a clean building. So my Jabate, I'm a focused person. Don't trust me on Facebook. So by next week we go on the Carroll County tour, and I respect my minister. Francis Yumade is Okan, and my boss, Ellen Pratt, she's a very brilliant woman, and I will continue to serve the Liberian people. Thank you, Brother Waterspoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Gary, go ahead. Let's do our closing.
Parking in there, leave you. Anyway, great show. You guys didn't know he going. He not cause trouble now. He not leave. He not leave from there. But anyway, good show. We'll continue to be here. We'll continue to be objective and be critical of the different issues that's facing our country, Liberia. If the president, they say is that the tracker saw that the president went to Morocco. If it is true, let the president, let the press secretary and the minister of information say that. But the tracker, anybody can track anybody. I can even sit down here and track Jackie and know where Jackie is, her location, and all of that. So it's nothing clandestine in tracking people, nothing CIA. That's not a big headline, but it's important that the Liberian people are informed when the president is leaving the country. That's an expectation of a government. And so that's something that we expect the government will do. Looking forward to Monday's show. Want to hear more about the finance ministry and what's going on there. Like I said earlier, if there's a health issue with the finance minister currently, if there's an issue with him as it relates to health, if he's over stressed or whatever, your health is important. Step aside, take a break, rejuvenate yourself, because the life you save is going to be yours instead of being overly stressed. Now, whether it's all hearsay or not, but that's been in the news for a while, and I think it's important that that he takes care of his health. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add to the conversation. Senator Snow will be here. We'll be listening on Monday to hear what he has. Is he there tomorrow or Monday?
Monday. Tomorrow is your limit here.
And ask whether he's going to run next in Sino County.
Yes, Sino County. That's a good one.
Wendy, all the way to Sino.
But I ate there.
It's supposed to say River you say Sino.
But I ate. And not the Eastern region.
Oh my God. Yeah, we gotta learn to take the Liberian people seriously in the legislature and, of course, all branches of government. But again, I came late, so I don't know how much I can say. But to Mike Chapetes asking whether or not there is a law, there are laws, the electoral laws that discourages and trucking. But the problem with a lot of our laws on the books and policies on the books is enforcement. How does NEC enforce these candidates, making sure that they are not trucking people from one district or one area to the next? And I think it's also the responsibility of all the contestants out there too to be watching each other, and also the media to point people out, videotape. Because right now, today, into this world, it is so easy to get information. So when people are being trucked, we should have people in the community leaders and what have you, people who are accountable to bring that information out there so we can bring these candidates to books. Because, and also, like I stressed, the voters, is very, very important that they understand that they're doing themselves harm if they decide to receive some $1 or $2 or $20 in a bag of rice and go decide, make a decision for somebody else, and they leave their own neighborhood or their community where they didn't participate in that decision-making process as to who the elected leader should be. So they need to understand the importance of that, and the media needs to reiterate that in the ears of the voters over and over and over again, not just during election time. Because in order for one person to learn something, they have to hear that thing over and over again for months for it to stick and for the habit to change. So it was a great show today. President Boycott stressed, he was here in the States last weekend, that yes, even though he has appointed people, but he will be holding all those he appointed accountable. And over time, if they are not producing or if they're doing not managing the government and donor resources properly, they will be brought to book. So he is very serious about that. I hope that all those who have been appointed so far will be taking their job seriously, because the president has stressed that he is a president for the people, for the next generation, not for the next election, but rather to make sure that there's real growth and development in the country. And he will be holding his cabinet, all those he appointed, accountable. And if they're not doing the job, he will make sure to have them replaced. He said that last weekend while he was here in the States. We had the opportunity to meet with him. So we look forward to some exciting days and months with this government and with President Borga as he unveils his continue to unveil his arrest platform on behalf and for the Liberian people.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Minister Doe?
I don't know. Our rescue people always don't see that some of us really, really love them because we see through the mirror and we give. Hey, Jackie, you have always said this on the show. I like you. I must admit, I really do. And I think you would do a great help to this government if they were to bring you in their information cycle. Listen, I'm a CDC man. It's not my business but I like you. You are very good in communication. I really do. But to the issue of closing, few points I wanted to put on that I have here. We want to remind the government that it's been days now since the U.S. African Summit ended. Our ears are still wide open to hear the good things that came from there.
Well, ask Jackie. You say you like Jackie. She was there. Answer.
With the government. I'm gonna say because I listen to her when she's saying those things.
She was there. Answer. What was the result? She will tell you.
Well, I don't think she's playing the role of those who are there now, but it will be a good thing if the president were to look away. I can tell you I speak to a lot of people after the show, and she's good. I think a lot of people admire her. I mean, that you people talking about not CDC, but I'm only telling you she's good. I don't know her. I've never met her, but she's good. So have you seen elephant ears? The way it can be wide, our ears still open to hear the good things from the U.S. African Summit since it's ended. And we also want to remind the government. And we also want to remind the government, as per our record, today is the 18th of May. 33 agencies, entities of government have not received their salary yet. Or don't forget, please rescue or salary payment at 33 is still waiting, looking at their phone. They go through yet. We have it. We have allegations of corruption all around the place. Mr. President, you got to put your feet down. A lot is going on. And again, I know we didn't speak of it, but this issue of I don't know, should I call it chaos? Should I call it protest? Should I call it riot? Or simply put, a banana state republic kind? Someone on a free port today, it was a total chaotic mess. It was like a country with no beginning, no ending. Everyone running scatter, police and people throwing stones at each other, all kinds of stuff. I know what really happened. I'm not quite sure, but things that we got may be not correct. That or some enforcement ordered against an imam or something. And I think this imam happens to be someone who was with President Weah or attended a certain program and something around that. I hope the government can come up now. You cannot sit. One thing, you cannot sit as a government and say, you know what, the law is the law, the law is good. The people will want to hear from you on what's going, especially when you have a chaotic situation that we witnessed today, where you watch the videos, you get so disturbed. I really want to see what person who intends to help Liberia, seeing such video, we really want to, proceed with whatever they wanted to do. I think these things are not giving the country any good image. We thought things would have been equal to where we stopped it, because we didn't expect things to be better anyways. But I would think things are going the other way back. So I want to call the government again to please help our country. Things are not okay in fighting in government, yet in their prices of every day and day, commodity on the increase. Things just, I don't know how to put it, yamaskata. Should I say it that way? Things just yamaskata. Please help us. Please, government. I wish I had more to add, but my brother or Paul, you want to please beg the president and kneel down to him and tell him, say, we are suffering. And someone said 5 months later, I said, though, getting dry. My brother actually are getting dry. The country is hard, so we can't eat better. You carry your day father out to buy food, you can't buy anything because the prices are up. How will you expect me to get dry? I getting dry. All of us getting a stick. We are afraid before says yes, Brisa will be throwing all the way. But the country is crazy. So yeah, you are right. Please, the government needs to do a little better.
Thank you, Asido. Thank you for any on Tabata. Let's go ahead, Paul Kennedy.
Well, let me first of all thank Mr. Stanton Witherspoon for making me the center of attraction of this show, the center of attention of this show tonight. I will wholeheartedly thank him for throwing the stones all over the place, trying to get my reaction. Let me start up with personally extending my apologies to the minister, Mike Jabate. He claimed that we met, he knew me, he saw me. I met thousands of people in Bapulu. Personally, I had one of the times I wanted to shake 2,000 persons' hands. I could have probably met him, but I would not be able to put the name to a face. So we don't have that kind of relationship, and I really did not intend tonight to call him up on anything. When I mentioned the issue of the Minister of Urban Affairs not having a strategic plan and the city mayor not having a strategic plan, I was talking in light of the offices and the appointed persons to those offices, and not from an individual perspective of trying to condescend or bring someone down. That was not my intention on this show. So, Minister Jabate, if you're still listening, let me friendly, actually apologize if my message went wrong to you. I do not intend to bring you down. It is my hope that we are able to provide all of our ministers and directors appointed whatever necessary support we can provide for them, such that this country succeeds. I thought the show was a good show. Unfortunately, at the end strip of it, Stanton made it about me and Amar Kone. And Jackie said something, it's good that the candidate themselves raised a point. In Bapulu, there was actually a shooting incident because the folks in the community decided they were having something called anti-trucking movement. There was a movement against trucking in Bapulu. It was a big deal. When trucks came, they even arrested 2 of the trucks. The police got paid by some of the candidates. They went and started shooting at folks who were trying to stop the I don't know what I should call them, immigrant or the mercenary voters.
The migrants.
The mercenary voters, that I will call them. I'll call them mercenary voters. They are pay agents. They come and vote wrongly and get out. And one of the things Jackie said again, she said, let the voters have to have the mind to be able to make to make the decision for themselves. The reason why the Electoral College was established in America was that the American framers knew that all the voters don't have the ability to be independent decision makers. So if you left the vote to the popular vote, a communist will have become a president of the US. They'll come in, buy the system, buy the voters, and become president. We saw it during Donald Trump time. So the Electoral College was actually a safety net to make sure the popular vote in America did not always make the decision of who became the president. So the voters, especially in Liberia, most of us do not understand civics. For a long time, civics been kicked out of our school system. Even there are people who are voting who do not know why they vote and the function of the offices they vote people into. So I agree with you that we have to do a lot of civic education to be able to get our people across such that they can be able to actually understand some of the reasons why they vote. I also thought there was a good show, and the issue of the president leaving the country and coming back, the president has to be kept in check. And the only branch of government that is clothed with the power to do that is the legislature branch of government. The president cannot check himself. You know, normally you give power to people, they tend to use the power the way they see it fit. Maybe the president thought going on this trip will have brought some benefit to the Liberian people, or that it was not necessary that every moment of his stop is announced to the Liberian people. Now, the president has a secretary, a press secretary, and a minister of information who work at the mercy, at the will and pleasure of the president. So, of course, if the president does not deem it necessary to communicate his trip and his travel and the benefits or constraints with it, the press secretary or the minister of information will never give that information out. But one branch of government who can call the press secretary or the minister of information and say, listen, our taxpayer dollar just transported the president to go to this country. We need you to come here to tell us why the president went, how long he stayed there, and what are the, some of the reasons why he's going. The legislature should do that if the president is not doing it. That was the point I made from the initial stage of the conversation. So we're not going to put all of this on the president. The legislature sit there and allow themselves allow their power to be taken away from them. That is their problem, because if the president does not inform the public, the legislature has the power to make the president to inform the public. That was the argument I was trying to make. And then finally, let's express our sympathy and our empathy for those people who were in the issues that the gentleman just talked about, as they do talk about on the freeway, on the Somalia drive. I passed that around today, but I thought it was against motorcyclists and in the police. I really did not have a clear hand information on what happened there and what was going on, so I didn't want to talk much about it. But I thought overall it was a good show. Thank you to my brother Stanton. He always bringing the Chinese food out. The boy went to America. He didn't have nowhere to drive. I used to drive him around to buy Chinese food all around the place. So anytime he comes to the show, he wants to talk about it. Stop telling people what we did in Williamboro. Thank you, Sister Glennie, for protecting me today, because I think you're the only person who was on my side. And Jackie was not on the show, so it was just Stanton and myself fighting each other, and he throwing big names in there. Stanton, if nobody in this country is afraid of anybody, Paul Kennedy is not scared of anybody. You can tell me don't pass there, but don't talk here. I will talk whenever I feel like, as long as it is my right to do so, without offending or insulting anybody. I would never insult anyone, but I will just tell you the truth. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let me do my closing, Paul Kennedy. Thank you very much.
Can I ask Paul a quick question? Paul, will you run again?
Jackie, I don't know. At this point, it's too early for me to decide or determine whether I will run again. What the number one priority now for me is to be able to come and spend some time focusing and paying attention to my family. I've been going away too far, too long, focusing on everything else. So now I'm going to narrow down my focus, my priorities, to make sure I can be able to bring my family welfare back to where I wanted to be. Now, what I will run again, that will dictate as the time comes on in fall of 2029. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thought that was a good question, but I don't have a definite answer at this point.
So Jackie, please don't ask another question. Let me do my closing. As long
I thought you said you were taking calls. You're not taking calls. I came on, so you cut the show short. You see, I feel bad now.
No, Jackie, Megan to Jackie Asego.
Hey, sorry.
I just pushing it though. Jackie, if I show you why I get around me, take it right now, music next, everything. Yes. Yeah. But let me just say this real quick. Paul Kennedy, as long as you have the name Amara Kone in Buffalo, Paul Kennedy cannot win an election in Buffalo. Okay? Amara, as long as the name. And I'll tell you the truth, if you put Amara, you put Boto Kane, because she will be running 2029. Put Boto Kane hair up and put Paul Kennedy hair up. Amara Kone will support Boto Kane. And I was surprised. Paul is my friend. Actually, he didn't drive me around to go buy Chinese food. I drove him around. because I came to the state before Paul. I had my driver lesson, and I used to take Paul around. Paul myself came a long way. But Paul is like the kind of person that if you buy your Chinese food, he will eat with you, and he buy a Chinese food, you will not see it. So we shouldn't go into that story. But let me say this, Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
It will be important for us because that's why we got so glued to Joseph Yimabwaka, that transparency. Have you ever heard that Joe Biden traveled to another country and nobody know why he went there? He just went there and he came back. And nobody know whether he got to sneak in Afghanistan or whether he got to sneak in Ukraine. But you're going to have people with that story. We thought that's the Liberia we were fighting for. Not a private jet that would just come and just pick up our president and take him any which way. And they want everybody to be quiet. I mean, it's not right, Jackie.
So, Stanton, for the sake of argument.
I thought I'd do my closing.
No, but for the sake of argument, the president doesn't announce his own trip. Even in the States, Joe Biden doesn't announce that, hey, I'm going somewhere.
I'm not saying
so
that.
Why are we blaming the president? It's not his job to announce he's going somewhere.
But Jackie, you're too smart to ask that. I will go with Councilor Paco.
He has his press secretary. He has the information minister.
We are not asking the president to come on the podium and announce his trip. No. Those that he have chosen should do a better job. That's our argument. Okay? But President Bwaka can say, I'm going to Guinea-Bissau, and the Liberian people that sending me, we need to give them the information. He went to Ivory Coast. He went to Guinea-Bissau. He came to America. And again, I will say to you, a trip that will last only 24 hours, it must be something important. It must be. We have to hold this government responsible, and the government have to do the right thing. Now, I want to say to everybody, Paul is a friend. If we don't have a talking here because he pick on me, I have to pick on him. So if I pick on somebody, I count on the show to do it.
But people don't even pick on you, you pick on them.
That's the same thing. I pick on you for you to pick on me. That's how it look like. So at the end of the day, it's very important for you to come back tomorrow to join us one-on-one with the CEO, Kiatamba, and I will we will host Jeremy Pierre and ask him all these questions. And we'll talk to the police IG and ask him so many questions. They will be on our set. It will be a firing conversation. And we just want to say, just come and glue in. After church, if you get nothing to do, don't be like Abba. Don't run the street of Philadelphia like Abba. The rain not catching somewhere, and he calling me. When you calling me, he said, I won't come to your house. I said, no, Abba, you cannot come to my house. You cannot come to my house. You cannot. And he felt bad, but why would Abba leave his house and just come all the way to Pennsylvania and say, I won't come to your house? I won't do that. Because remember, Abba supporting ANC, so you got to give him one eye cover, that thing stay in them. So let Granny go tell him. I want to bring in Ketema. Ketema, I just gave the announcement of our show. You are live. Can you talk to us what's happening tomorrow on one-on-one with the CEO?
Well, tomorrow we're going to have a very interesting, revealing, and exciting interview with two major stakeholders. We're going to be engaging Gregory Coleman. We know that the defining issue in the country right now is about the motorcyclists, the issue of helmet, and all the implications of it. Because in Monrovia right now, people are walking on the street. There are checkpoints everywhere to make sure they contain the cyclists. And so we're going to host a whole host of issues around that. And also generate safety issue of law enforcement, accusations that the police are focusing more on the poor guys, forcing rules of big trucks that are owned by the rich guys, and just the disparity in enforcement. We're going to look at all that issues. We're going to look at even the police force. And then the press secretary, Mr. Pia.
No, the minister.
There are a lot of unanswered questions. Yeah, the Minister Pia. Minister Pia, Information Minister Pia. There are a lot of issues that are very breaking news and very revealing stories that have not hit the headlines. And want to dig deeper about the trade, about the private jet. There's a whole host of issues there. So there's going to be an exciting and important discussion, especially on the heels of their trip to the U.S. Right after their trip to the U.S., how we see a list of delegations, and then we see additional people outside of this in America. Just want to make sure that these issues, there's clarity on a whole host of issues about the $22 million rules. I mean, we're just going to bring everything into a simple package. It's going to be a different format. It's going to be short, engaging, but it will get straight to the point. And then we'll do a post-interview analysis of each of those interviews. And it will also run through some of the issues that are the 5 or 10 most defining national topics. So generally, we're going to have a robust and very rigorous, very engaging discussions tomorrow. And I think people are excited to listen to the show on Sunday. And so there'll be a lot more. We'll have some job interviews. Some folks will basically do 3-minute interviews and express their opinion on different issues on the trip, and then we'll do a joint analysis. So we have a combination of different formats that will help provide different outcomes. So basically, that's what Sunday going to be like. So it's going to start at 7:30 p.m. Liberian time, 9 p.m. Liberian time. If there's an extension, it'll go for about 9:30 p.m. or maybe 10. But basically, those are the 2 most significant players the country needs to hear from, because those players hold basically the issues that are dominating in private discussions and public discussions around the police issues, the president's trip, and some of the questions and doubts that are in the minds of so many people. So that's what I was saying.
Thank you very much, Abdullah Kiatama. We appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It will be very, 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 very important that you show up whilst hanging out with Kiatama tomorrow one-on-one with the CEO and to discuss this issue with Gregory Coleman and Gerald Pia. Thank you very much, my friend. We'll talk later. Yeah. All right. So please don't miss it. Trust me, the interview went wild. I'm surprised, Glenn, you didn't talk about the after Delon interview. He said he's holding the Unity Party responsible for the failure to ask you guys to resign from the political position. He talked about Amos Stewart. He talked about Reverend Tappe. He talked about Youth and Sport Minister, Councilor, what's his name, Cole Bangalo, and the rest of them that is still hanging on to their party position, but they are working in the government. They don't go straight up. And, you know, we never had the time to dive into it, but it would be far in the more. Sister Glennie, I hope you're not pushing the old man to do all the cooking. That would not be right.
Jackie, good night, Paul. Good night. Okay.
Right? That would not be right.
Good night. This is when you need to take your medicine now, because I think you passed 5 hours since you took your medicine.
Yeah, I'm taking medicine 9 p.m. You gotta go to bed.
You need to take a double dose. Let's pray that you wake up.
If I were you, I would take the professional nurse advice. I would take the advice.
I would take medicine at p.m. 20
m. Your mother, does it look like you're sick?
Come on,
He's sick, boy. More running all over the place.
You gotta feel the sickness,
man. Jackie, let me tell you something. If you got secret, you keep it. Don't let Stanton know about it.
Don't let Stanton know.
What Fadiga after this, Stanton?
Who?
Fadiga, where is he?
Fadiga went to a girlfriend graduation. She can do this. She can do this, and she.
Auntie made me laugh today when I saw her. I was like,
Fadiga didn't know that I caught it on video, right? He told me to the guy. So when is the graduation? The guy said, graduation start at 2:30. He said, okay, look, I will not be on sponsor. He said, see you, I will not be on sponsor. Then he said, oh, shucks, this guy is on the phone. But Jackie, what I hear is true. They say you're not going by the Liberia.
Hey, this way.
Come on. Thank you very much, folks. Man. We want to say you guys are always welcome. We appreciate your time with Spoon. Yes, indeed. You know, we had Beatrice Tipla Pupu. No, the Fadiga that is in the US, that's the deputy LDEA director. The guy that can come on Spoon Talk, he stay in Liberia. Okay, fire, Steven. We said, welcome, Lucky Stewart, Ruth Nimini, Miata Kiso. One of our friend lost his he lost his wife. I'm trying to find this announcement. Seriously, I have to find this to announce it. Yeah, he did. Hey man, he sent me the information on Yekezi. I want to give. Hey man, he sent me the information Yekezi. I think this is it. Hey Yekezi. I'm trying to find his name.
Are you seeing the announcement?
Yeah, that's the announcement. He sent it to me, but I can't find it right now. He's his wife passed away here in the United States. Yeah, let me call Jeremy Pierre because I think he know him. I hope Jeremy will pick up. Hey, Minister Pierre. Stop. Yeah, I know I have you the more, man. I want to give the announcement of the brother who lost his wife. Do you know his name? He sent it to me. I just can't find it. Samuel Abu. Okay, Samuel Abu. That's right. We are trying to just read an announcement, but we see you tomorrow, right?
Correct, man. You know that'll come.
All right, Chief. Thank you very much. Let me find Samuel Abu. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That's right, Jeremy. Thank you. So this is to announce the above funeral announcement for Mr. Samuel Abu Wef. She passed away suddenly on Friday, April 26, 2024. On Friday, April 26, 2024. If you know Sam Abu, I'm going to share this. Yakezi, please. I promise him to do this, so give me a few seconds while I put this up, yeah?
Okay.
He's a good brother. A lot of people know Sam Abu. His wife just died suddenly, man. It was so, when I heard the news, I felt so bad. So I really want to share this. He asked me to share this funeral announcement with everyone. So let me put it up here because he gave me a few seconds. Right. You just give me a few seconds here because you see, when you want to put something up, that when they can start acting up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yekezi.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the stuff? Let me send it to you. Please put it up, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the group chat room because it's not opening from my end. All right. I just sent it in the group in our OB chat. Yekezi. Please put it up for me.
Okay.
All right, we want to just share this with you. It's important that we share this with you all. That Samuel Abu lost his wife, and the announcement says funeral service is Saturday, May 25th, 2024. Wake keeping 9. The wake keeping will be 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is wake keeping. I read it exactly from your Mass of Restoration, 11 a.m. Divine Mercy Catholic Church, that will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Interment, St. Peter and St. Paul Cemetery, 1600 Spool Road. There you have it. Excuse me. This is done by Exeter. A lot of Liberians folks here know Exeter. Exeter have a funeral home. Of course, we all know Exeter. He's a good guy. Yet in America, when somebody pass, you reach out to Exeter. We'll be running a couple of his commercials here on the show. So we celebrate the life and legacy of our beloved wife and mother, Mistress Comfort, Jeffy Abu. As you can see, it's right there. Funeral service, Saturday, May 25th, 2024. If you know Samuel Abu, please reach out to him. The funeral service will be May 25th, 2024 in Pennsylvania. Okay? Yes, indeed. It's next Saturday. It's next Saturday. The brother is broken, uh, but your prayers, your words of comfort, uh, it can strengthen him. When I spoke to him and he just said, listen, this thing, it just happened. Just imagine it just happened. You know, she wasn't sick or what the story was, man. But it's just hard to explain. Okay. She died April 26, 2024. And they will be burying her May 25th, 2024. So this is the announcement from our brother Samuel Abu. He lost his wife. And the funeral service will be May 25th, 2024 in Pennsylvania. We want to say to every one of you, if you need his number, you want to reach out to him, please reach out to him. Yekezi,
Yeah.
can you share this on our page? Because a lot of people will need the information, the
Okay.
address. Please do.
Okay.
Thank you
I'll
very
do it.
much, Yekezi. And we pray that she rests in peace and God strengthen the family.
All right.
Thank you, Yekezi. You can take it down.
If you eat
Yekezi, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let's say this real quick. Don't forget also the Grand Cape Mount Robert Sport program. They will be coming back this coming week. Don't forget, go over the Robert Sport, have fun next week. It's from the 23rd to the 28th. It's all about having fun. You have followed the program. Most of you have contributed. We say thank you. And again, we'll keep our eyes out for Dr. Kula, the Kia Riggs, the representative Riggs, Hester Bigger, what's the other sister named Robina Vinci, and the rest of them. They will be doing one of the first ever in Liberia, the Sovereign competition. Okay, I want to say have a wonderful evening. Thank you for trusting Spoon. Our country will get better. A lot of stuff is happening. Next week Sunday we'll be bringing in not next week Sunday, the National Port Authority Managing Director. He will be our guest. Don't forget, tomorrow we have Jeremy Pierre and the police agent Gregory Coleman. Monday, Edwin Snow. Some part of next week we'll be bringing in the National Port Authority Director. Trust me, he's coming to say everything. All right. Don't forget the big story that is breaking from the finance ministry involving the deputy ministers. We'll be discussing it too. Till we meet again, may God be with you. May God bless you. May God bless your week. As you enter the brand new week, trust it will be better. Believe in the Lord, it shall be well. Whatever thing you touch, it should be blessing. What you say should be blessing. You're going out and you're coming in should be blessing. Trust the Lord, it shall be well. Have a good night. Yegezi, thank you. You won the star this time around. You won this week. And I think Madam Titi should give you that special prize. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, folks, so that's it. Join us tomorrow when another edition of the Spoon Talk, the one-on-one with the CEO, will be on tomorrow. The Spoon Talk resumes Monday. Bye-bye. My name is Yekezi Zobe. Have yourselves a good night.